all yiggity, and I'm back, man. Listen, we got the pool part. We got the pool party video. We got the friend making unfriendly statements. We got new text messages, new developments. I mean, the fish is in the air, and we ain't talking about in the ocean. We talking about the fish sticks of this case being fishy. I want to get right on into like the facts. And shout out to my man Carlos Moore. He bust this down so good. Y'all need to go follow him and come with the nice updates. But Carlos finna bust this down real quick. So we just gonna get right into it. We ain't got time for it.
Hello, friends. Come on in. I'm Judge Carlos Moore. I'm a retired municipal judge out of Mississippi. I served for 6.5 years on the bench in not only Clarksdale, Mississippi, but I served for 4 years on the bench in Grenada, Mississippi. So come on in, invite your friends, invite your family, invite your relatives. If you want to hear a real person's experience, with experience as a judge in Mississippi, opinion about whether or not there shouldn't be an immediate arrest or arrest of those suspected of foul play in relation to the death of Nolan Wells off the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Come on in and hear it from the horse's mouth. Someone who had the authority to sign not only search warrants, but arrest warrants.
Right.
Someone who presided over initial appearances, arraignments, and preliminary hearings for those accused of murder and other heinous crimes in Mississippi. I can talk now that I am a retired judge.
Right.
Had I still been sitting as an active judge, I could not give you my opinion about an ongoing matter. But now I'm a retired judge and I'm a practicing lawyer in Tennessee. And I reside in Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm from the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and I know the law, and I can give you my unfiltered opinion about what I believe should be occurring now or in the near future.
Straight up.
Come on in. I have time tonight. I have time.
He said he got time tonight.
And I'll be happy to give you my opinions, and then I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have. It's time out for playing games. It's time to know the truth from someone well-versed in it that has actual experience. I've worn the robe, the black robe, and I've presided over these trials,
right,
or preliminary hearings, arraignments, and initial appearances.
Come on, let me see if
Let's get started.
Yeah, okay.
So what do we know? We know, after watching the parents' interview and reviewing tons of footage from social media, recounting interviews and statements of alleged witnesses that were on Horn Island, we know that Nolan Wells went to spend the night on July the 3rd with his so-called friends. And he went with those so-called friends to Horn Island on a boat on July the 4th. We know that out of the 4 people on that boat, 1 did not return home. That 1 person was Nolan Wells. The other 3 returned home as normal and said nothing
right
to any member of law enforcement or to the Coast Guard until at least 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th.
If that's even true.
We know that at least one of the so-called friends was found with the phone of Nolan Wells. And we know this based on the testimony of the parents,
Right.
specifically the mother,
Right.
who tracked the phone
Right.
and was led to the home of one of the young men
That was Wyatt.
where she retrieved the phone. We also know that based on the mother's testimony that Snapchat, there were no Snapchats from the day, which was very odd for her son. We also know that text messages were deleted.
Yep.
We know that when she was tracking the phone, Life 360 said the phone was one place and Snapchat said it was another place.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the boy that had the phone did not voluntarily turn it over or call first. He had to be found through their own investigation. We know that based on witnesses' account, the so-called friends were seen on July the 5th, that Sunday, having breakfast together like nothing had happened. They were not out there searching for their so-called friend. We know that the so-called friends deleted their social media, deactivated their accounts, and scrubbed it clean if the allegations are correct. We know that the young men, or the young man that had the car at his house, did not willingly turn over the keys.
Right.
At first, he said that he did not have the keys. He didn't know where they were. Then he, after being pressed by the father, he finally turned over the keys. This is all very suspicious activity.
Yep.
We know that based on an audio recording and some video that Nolan Wells can be heard saying, "Give me my freaking keys." Excuse me, "Give me my freaking phone." And there's been two different versions. Some said he said, "Give me my freaking phone," or some say he said, "Give me my MF phone." Regardless, he was asking or demanding his phone. Someone had his phone who did not have permission to have his phone. So the first thing I see, the simplest thing I see, is who had his phone and why.
Mm-hmm.
And was that theft of the phone? Sometimes we look at the largest case, we try to get to murder, but the person that took his phone committed a crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone. If an affidavit is signed, an arrest warrant could be signed by a judge in Mississippi to go after that person that had that phone unlawfully. We know, based on his own words, Nolan Wells' words while he was alive, he did not give whoever had that phone permission to have that phone. So was that theft? I think if an affidavit is signed, if it was presented to me when I was a judge, I would have signed an arrest warrant for the person for theft of that phone, based on what I've heard. It'd have to be an affidavit format, but if it was presented to me in affidavit format from law enforcement, I would sign the arrest warrant for, at least at this point, theft of the man's phone. We know who had it.
Right.
We know who didn't report it to the family.
Right.
The family had to go find it, and we know that Nolan Wells said give it back to him, and evidently it was not given back to him. Why was that? All of the other things I've stated, you piece it together. Is there enough right now for arrest warrants for murder? That is a good question. I do know at this point there should have been search warrants signed by a judge. Evidence should have been presented to a judge by now. We are nearly 7 days after July the 4th, when he was first reported missing. There should have been evidence submitted by Jackson County law enforcement agents, the Sheriff's Department specifically, presented to a judge so that search warrants could be signed by the judge, and there needs to be, or should have been, someone questioning the young men, the three so-called friends, and others, and the social media accounts need to be searched by now, or at least a search warrant should have been issued for the appropriate entities to give the law enforcement access to the social media information.
Right.
That should have been done by now. I'm not telling you what I imagine. I'm telling you what the process usually is when you're trying to do a thorough investigation.
Yeah, I like how he said usually.
And based on what's revealed from a thorough investigation, I do believe once the evidence is secured, it's going to lead, and it should lead, to the arrest of one or more individuals for the murder of Nolan Wells. All of the actions are very suspicious, and right now they lead one to believe that one or more persons could have been involved with the death of Nolan Wells. Right now we have a lot of unsworn testimony, but once that is put into affidavit format and there is corroborating evidence through social media, computers, or otherwise, I believe that at that point there will be enough evidence for a judge to sign an arrest warrant. I think critical evidence that's missing right now are the results of the autopsy, the state's autopsy and the independent autopsy. That's going to be critical information. And that alone, or that in connection with what's already known, may be enough to lead to an arrest or arrest. We do know at this point, low-hanging fruit, there should be an investigation about the underage drinking, who provided the alcohol. Those individuals could be immediately arrested based on if there was any sworn testimony presented to a judge. I believe a judge could immediately sign an arrest warrant for those who provided the alcohol to underage individuals. There's a lot of people and a lot of potential crimes, some misdemeanors and felonies, that people could be held accountable for. Was there any boating while intoxicated? Who was the captain of the boat?
Basically what this say is, like, what I'm getting automatically so far is they were really lax in this case. They ain't done any of the investigation like they supposed to do, and I guess they just thought that everybody was going to lay down on it. But it's because of the blatantness, that's what got everybody on it. You got your boy coming out of retirement right now trying to bust it down. This is crazy.
And what did he allow on his boat? If there were any illegal drugs possessed by anyone, drugs are still illegal in Mississippi. At least they were when I was on the bench. Drug possession, drug use, selling of drugs, dealing drugs, trafficking drugs. We've heard testimony, or allegations at least. I don't think anything's been put in affidavit format yet, about rampant drug use among certain individuals.
Ain't no urine analysis, ain't nothing.
So there are a lot of things that's been alleged, once put into the correct format, affidavit-wise, it could lead to arrests for several things, including misdemeanors and maybe even felonies. So there's a lot left to do. We are not rushing to judgment.
Yep.
But I just thought I would come on here and tell you that there definitely should be search warrants issued by now. And there could be arrest warrants for certain crimes issued by now. But for the ultimate crime of murder, it is probably wise to wait to see what the autopsy reveals, or both autopsies reveal, and then parse that together with all the video footage, all the witness statements taken, any affidavits gathered, and then make a decision, get it all to a judge at that point, for a judge to decide whether or not to sign a warrant for the arrest of one or more individuals.
That should have already happened.
It would be very interesting to see what the autopsy shows. There's also the potential for kidnapping. It needs to be looked at whether or not they can get to murder. Was there kidnapping? Was this young man taken somewhere against his will at any point? Was there abuse of a corpse even after he died? So there's a lot of things that need to be looked at from various law enforcement perspectives. Law enforcement has to do their job and get the information to a judge in the right format before a judge can act. Had I still been on the bench, if I wanted to act, I could not act unilaterally. I would have to wait till law enforcement brought me the evidence in the right format before I could sign an arrest warrant, before I could sign a search warrant.
Right.
And so that's how the process works. That's how the process works. And so
basically what he's saying, that's how the process works any other time when it's not a white person that kills a black person. But go on.
I'm happy to be a retired judge. I'm always going to shoot it to you straight.
Right.
With no chaser.
Shouldn't be none.
Straight with no chaser. I will tell you the God honest truth. I can tell you this one thing. I may have been born at night, but I was not born last night. And one thing about it, you cannot fool the informed. I've been on the inside. I know the process, and we will not sit quietly and allow this to be swept under the rug. I will call your hand. I will call your hand. You are not going to play these people for a fool. You are not going to play these people for a fool. We know the process. We know what you should be doing. And by God, I plan to make sure you do it. Or we're going to call you out each and every time. There is a process. What I do know is, had the roles been reversed, by now, there would likely have been already arrests made. It wouldn't have taken all 6 days, 7 days, whatever the amount of days it's going to take. Had the roles been reversed, justice, the wheels of justice spin quickly.
Right.
Somebody would have been arrested for something by now. But since the roles are what they are, we are expected to be patient, and they're going to cross every T and they're going to dot every I in the investigation before they make a move because of the people that are potentially involved. And that's the way the criminal justice system works, unfortunately. If you have access to power or money, in some instances, if you're the right color or the right hue,
right,
you will get the benefit of the doubt. And regardless of all of that, based on what I've heard, not in affidavits I've seen. If the affidavits come to support what I've heard, I do believe, especially with the autopsy, once that is in, and then if we look at the body to see if there were any bruises or anything else,
that's gonna be
it
crazy.
should lead to the arrest of one or more individuals for murder, for accessory to murder, for conspiracy to commit murder, aggravated assault, kidnapping, and a list of other possible things. But right now, I could say that based on that video evidence of him demanding his phone back, someone could immediately be arrested for theft, wrongful conversion of his property.
Yeah.
So
They messed up with that phone. That's what he's saying. That phone is cracking it wide open. But I want to touch on something he said though. He said, turning every dotting every T and or crossing every T and dotting every I, but not if y'all wasn't talking to his so-called very best friend.
Amanda said that Nolan and himself were best friends. I'm going to tell you that they were never best friends. Javon looks more of an admirer to Nolan. If you look at his mannerisms, the way he speaks of Nolan, the way he answers the questions, the way he evades the police and all these other incidents,
Right.
to me, seems like he's a jealous friend. He was more an associate for Nolan because he was the other black guy in the group. One of the other few black guys around the group. You know, when there's a whole community of a certain race and then you only have speckles of the other race, they will commute to each other here and there for occasions, or migrate closely around each other because you feel like you're more relatable. They don't have to be best friends. It's just that when we can't get in there, we don't fit in there, we can definitely migrate back to each other. That's the type of relationship I think they had. I think Nolan was more acceptable or more popular because he was a star athlete and he was more of a ladies' man. And I think Javon was secretly jealous of it. No friend speaks about him the way he speaks of him. When he done the interviews, he does not even speak as if Nolan is his best friend. He speaks of if Nolan, like he knows that Nolan is an accidental death and that there's no possible way this could happen to Nolan. It's like he's more trying to clarify they're innocent versus the death or versus mourning the death of his own friend. I don't hear no kind of sympathy or empathy when he speaks about Nolan. I think that he wanted to be Nolan and he's more than capable of covering it up. Also, I want to know something else, but I'm going to save it for another video. But I'm just telling you, this young kid right here, Javon, was never Nolan's true best friend. He might be telling people that, and it's easy for people to say that because you see them in some photos, you see them around each other. But again, like I say, certain individuals migrate back to individuals when something don't feel right by the masses. And that's exactly the case. We all know has been. I don't fool with those people. I don't really fool with you. But before I let them wrong me, I will come back to an area of people that's more acceptable to me, people that's more like me. That's the type of situation I think it was with Nolan and Javon, if that makes sense. That does not mean that they weren't friends. I just don't think they was best friends because best friends don't speak or not help with the situation. You've never seen best friends. You haven't seen Javon shed a tear. You haven't seen him show any remorse. It's like he's been coached to do everything. And usually in small towns like that, people know everybody. Watch him. Watch him.
Oh, just like they was coaching them people on the witness testimony for Austin too. It ain't like we ain't seen this before, but go on.
He might be someone you need to watch. We may be focusing too much on another area, but he may be somebody you need to watch out for. That's my opinion on it.
I thought that was interesting. Maybe I wouldn't go that far but I thought it was real suspectulous that the way he was talking about his friend in that interview, man, that was sus as hell. But this, I was also thinking too. You can tell this is happening. My man put this right out on the head. Check this out.
Ain't these three white boys in the Nolan Wells case tampering with shit? They tampering all kind of evidence, and they still sitting comfortably in their homes. One of their moms is a judge, and she did some bullshit that's outside of the law, right? You know, she's trying to work the situation, and it ain't even got in court yet. She's saying whatever she's saying. She doing what she doing. She calling all her favors from all her friends. And y'all want us to trust in this whack ass, crooked ass system.
Straight up.
But you know what? The system was never designed to punish white people, especially not white men. That ain't who it's for. It ain't these three white boys.
That was deep. But I really wanted y'all to touch on what he was saying when he was talking about she pulling out all the stops, like she just pulled out a little stop for the Coast Guard. You know what I mean? What up, Mike? How you feeling, family? She pulling out all the stops right now. All the stops right now to get all the little favors done, and they sloppy. That's the point. They're super duper sloppy, and they're not getting where they think they want to get with this whole thing. I like what Shorty said about this. I don't know if y'all know about this new pool footage, but supposedly we got cousin two places at one time. But go on.
Are you guys hearing these latest updates coming out about Nolan Wells? So allegedly Nolan did leave the island, and he went back to Wyatt's house for a pool party. And during that pool party, there was an altercation between Wyatt, Nolan, Evan, and somebody else. And apparently they beat Nolan to death with some sort of bar or pole. There are people that are putting out witness statements stating that they were there and they saw Nolan spitting up blood, and that these boys urinated on Nolan. They are saying that Evan's mother knew.
Now, hold on now. If y'all been watching the Peep and Pete podcast, then the other like 2 episodes ago, 2 broadcasts ago, we played this girl that was doing this channeling. And I was like, you know, I'm open to the channeling. Let me see what she's talking about. But I clearly remember she said the people who were responsible urinated on that boy. I just found that eerie. I'm just saying. Because this stuff is just coming out. But go on.
About the whole thing. And allegedly, they took Nolan's body back to the water. They're saying that this is the reason why it pinged on land at that house before they found that phone. This is why that boy told his daddy that Nolan was like a brother to me. Was like a brother to me when he showed up to get his car. It's because they already knew he was gone. Is this the reason why they needed dental records? Because he was unrecognizable?
Listen, and I like what she said, because I'm very analytical in the same way. And when she say, what, when you say something to me like, was my friend, what you mean? He ain't your friend no more? Why? Oh, because he's no longer with us. She correct on that.
This case is starting to bust wide open, and we all knew that something else happened to Nolan. Now the question is, which of the parents helped those kids?
So, you know, when we say it, they don't really believe us, y'all. They don't really believe us. So, you know, I had to enlist the services of my man, Sam. Secret Service Sam. He said the picture is not old.
Sam here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update. Now, here's something very interesting. Nolan's mother commented about this girl, Alasia, and said she does not know her, she's not a close friend of Nolan's, and she's never spoken to her. So the story is going around claiming that they know that he got beaten up or whatever. We can't confirm that yet. What we can confirm is that Evan Knoll edited, as you can see here, he edited his profile to take out the pool picture. Also, some people have pointed out, how do we know this pool picture is from the 4th of July? Well, look at this dummy who literally has USA shaved in his chest. What other day would anybody ever do that? So there's a lot of stuff going around online claiming about this fight, but we have to wait till the autopsy comes out. Again, Christine Walmsley confirmed that she does not know this Alasia woman, so we cannot confirm her story. I will keep you guys updated. We know.
You know, I can appreciate Sam because, you know, he gonna tell it like it is. I'm playing what the people is going through. So you're gonna get this, that, and the third, but I try to keep it balanced, you know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to somebody that hit me up in the comments the other day and said that one of my little devil creatures was like the wrong photo or something like that. And I appreciate it trying to keep me honest, y'all. I'm not above reproach, y'all, man. If I'm wrong about something, throw it in the comments section so we can go ahead and figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So I can be on the right path because I don't want to just be up here saying no, yeah. You know what I'm about? But anyway.
Know that Evan Knoll made the mistake of thinking he deleted this post on Instagram, but didn't keep it in mind that it was still up on Threads. Secret Service Sam out, Sam's the president of the world.
So he thought he delivered. So they just dropped, and Sam just dropped a little game on you too. If you was really listening, he said not only do you got to delete it from your Instagram and your Facebooks, but if you signed up for it, or maybe not even if you signed up for it, that's probably why it's still on there, because he didn't even remember he signed up for it. Some of these little joints be going to Threads, and they be having a little backup of a backup on you, right? I thought that Shorty had a little something for the newer information. Let me see what she's talking about real quick. We watching this together. This is outside of my lineup.
Out that Nolan Wells was at a pool party, as you can see in the pictures here.
Oh, let me put a hold on that. This one's a lot clearer too. Some of them wasn't even as clear. If I would have got a picture this clear, I could have made all the people in the pool devils right there and put it up. But go ahead. Hold on. Oh yeah, look how they got the focus on. Okay. All right, that's pretty damn clear.
Now Alicia is the one who is saying that he was at this pool party the night of July 4th into the morning of July 5th. So this would mean that he did in fact make it off the island and back to his friend's house, which just actually makes a lot more sense, and it helps piece together the information that is already known.
Because obviously he if they would have. So this my little thing though. Did the stepmom call in a favor to get that body back out to the island to be discovered? Because remember, the dad and the coach had went out that same morning, and woo did all of that. Then they said when they was there, the Coast Guard showed up. Then they started doing their thing, and then all of a sudden, the body turned up. Come on now, let's stay with me.
More. Now, she also is saying that there was a fight there, and Nolan was coughing up or spitting up blood, and the mom that was the pool party was at, she was also drunk and telling everyone to leave except for Nolan, and he was asking for his phone back. I'm going to post what the comments from Alicia are saying here. She is also the one who told the dad that the keys were on the Xbox.
That okay. Because I was wondering who the female was that said the keys was on the Xbox. See, boy, if you listen to enough of if you scour the internet enough, boy, you'll get if you got a long memory, you can put it together. I'm building a timeline too. Damn it. And I'm putting together. So they went to get the phone from Wyatt's house. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out how this girl know. How was she on the phone with Wyatt and them? You know what I'm saying? And there's another theory with that too, because they almost trying to say that like the mom said she don't know who this girl is, and woo, and all of a sudden now the whole post is deleted. So,
and they were next to his phone. And I'm kind of wondering what the timeline was of when the mom sent her friend to get the phone and when the dad asked for the keys. Because if the mom got the phone first and then the dad went and got the keys.
I don't think, no, it wasn't at the judge house. They was cleaning the boat they took the boat to the judge's house to clean it. That's what I gathered from that. But on the flip, and if I remember correctly, who was the driver? I got a couple videos in here that's gonna tell me them details because I heard them, and I put them aside to get to it. But let me let her cook out because I didn't want to stop her wisdom.
How did he not know that the keys were there on the Xbox that were right next to his phone? And so it kind of brings out more evidence that for some reason they seem to have been.
No. The phone was in the phone and the keys was in two different places. They tracked the phone and had their homegirl go get the phone, and the dad went over there to get the keys because that's where his car was, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Y'all with me on that? Because if I'm not mistaken, they was in two different spots. But I'm gonna let her go ahead and cook.
Trying to withhold the keys along with his phone. There's also speculation that the reason why his snaps were deleted was because they would have had pictures of him at this pool party off of the island on July 4th.
Yeah, but the real big tee even with deleting the snap, how y'all get through his biometrics, how you get through his code, right? His fingerprint or his face. How did y'all do that? If you ain't have the body. Don't you got to have the body to do that?
Now, and Ben Crump is also even saying that this isn't, we don't know 100% for sure yet if this was the night of July 4th, but they need to take in all the information and piece it together. And to me, this makes a lot more sense. This makes sense as to why there is time discrepancies. This makes sense as to why they had his phone. Because there is no way that you would leave an island, you would leave your friend on an island without making sure he had his phone back. And I'm also, the kids too, they lawyered up as soon as the police started asking them questions, even before Nolan was found. So there is a lot of weirdness and speculation, and I do hope that this helps the family figure out what happened to Nolan.
Yeah, listen, I'll be playing that, and I'll be getting certain videos from certain people because everybody know. And like, I'm not finna sit up here and rail off a whole bunch of people that obviously like preaching to the choir. Sometimes I'll be wanting, everybody to know, like, the people who purposely obtuse about this thing, right? Like, matter of fact, she had a couple sus videos, but this one she was right on, and I grabbed because she was talking about this picture.
Close up of the picture. I don't know what this is on the left that's
liquor.
Here. Okay, here is the.
They circling liquor over there. That's what that is. They try so. They was trying to erase all these pictures, but this would clearly show that they was at the crib, all drinking, and there was bottles over there, which represents, the kids or whoever's
basketball goal on the right that the girl said that she saw Nolan spitting up blood at. Now, a plausible explanation is that this was a different party on a whole different night.
Nope.
But if that's true, why did they delete the photo off social media when it would have proven the date and exonerated them? So you can't tell me this was from a different night. I don't believe that. Is it a fake AI picture that some crazy girl made up to get Evan Noel in trouble? Yep, could be. That's possible too. I do not know. But I know Evan Noel needs to open his fucking mouth.
Well, that's pretty. That I don't even, the AI theory don't even play out because, like, it's actual somebody's back at somebody's house. Like, I've tried to manipulate AI videos and pictures, and it's pretty hard to get something distinct. So they would literally have to take a picture of their house and say put some people in the pool and make one black dude look at that. That would be very, very tough to do. I that's tough. There's all type of theories because even getting back to the girl that posted about that video. Hold on real quick. 2 seconds. She bust that down real quick too. Shout out to that girl, Henny.
It looks like the Alasia Spencer story has taken another twist, and Christine Mosley has entered into the chat. Over on Facebook, Nolan's mom, Christine, entered into the comment section and said she needed to reach out to the girl who made this post, which would be Alasia Spencer. But Alasia Spencer's page no longer exists on Facebook. It's gone. And I saw that happen right before my very eyes. Christine has since been in the comment section on Nicole Everything, and she left this comment down there saying that Alasia is not one of Nolan's friends, and she's never spoken to her. So that would mean that this girl lied and said that she spoke to the mother. But here's the coup de grace. Because someone on Facebook is claiming to be Alasia's sister and says that Alasia is from North Carolina and doesn't know Nolan, and the story, it's fake. Also, someone claiming to be Nolan's friends was over on TikTok, and rumor has it and word on the curb is that he came on to a TikTok live and was explaining to people that he was one of the boys that was in the photograph, and that photograph was taken 2 weeks before the 4th of July. Now, I'm waiting to see if somebody has the audio for that, but y'all know I'm not going to come and tell y'all something if it ain't come to me from a reliable, credible source. I just haven't heard it for myself. But the minute that I do, you will too. But
that's what's up, Henny girl. She be busting it down. She was talking about that. But in the grand scheme of things, there's a context. And the context is like the narrative from the beginning on how they tried to make us just be okay with whatever they wanted to tell us, but they didn't expect Tyler Perry and Kaepernick, and now Byron Allen done put $100,000 towards the legal fees or whatever. I don't know if y'all knew that, but Byron Allen, which, you know, on the low, he just trying to get back. He always do that. It's a noble thing that he did, but you got to look at it with a side eye with Byron Allen. I'm just saying, you just got to look at it with a side eye with that guy. But the narrative though.
In other words, Black people are continuously killed by white people in America, and then once they're dead, those white people set up a narrative, and the Black person is dead. They are not able to defend themselves,
right? And
therefore, the narrative continues. Mm-hmm. So it is being said by one of the friends, extended friends, that these boys liked to use certain substances. Right. And so what she is inferring is, of course, read between the lines, that Nolan was doing drugs. Nolan that Monday had a tryout to be with a D1 program. Now, my son got a scholarship to a college, to attend to a college, and he received a D1 scholarship. And I am here to tell you that now my son, in his case, he also received a full academic scholarship, but he loves football, and football is his obsession. And nobody who had an opportunity for a D1 scholarship is going to take any illegal drugs. Cannot happen, would not happen, did not happen.
Right.
But once again, the narrative has been set up, and this is what they're inferring. They're trying to get out into the minds of the public that Nolan was a drug user. And you know what? I'm just going to say I would not be surprised if someone had injected drugs into his system so that when the toxicology is done, it will come back that there were drugs in his system to further back up that narrative and put the whole situation to rest. It is absolutely unfathomable that this happens time and time again, that Black children are killed by white people. Then white people go to court with their own narrative that they've set up, made up, and then they are found not guilty and not responsible for these Black children's deaths. I just want to applaud everyone out there who is standing up, who will not stop covering this case, who will not stop asking for answers, who will not stop demanding. We have had enough as Black Americans of the typical white narrative that is set up after our children are murdered by white people. And we are just supposed to take our dose, swallow it up, and be content, be happy, go away, and forget about it until the next death. We're done. We're done towing that line. And then he ended with, stop being the only Black person, when at all possible, in a group of white people. Okay? Do not be the token. He said, because tokens get spent.
And she ain't lying, though. I don't know if y'all heard about this. I'm definitely going to have to go into a whole new video on this same thing, because I really kind of don't want to mix them. But there's another one, man. It just happened again, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that. Hold on, it happened again. Same day too. Check it out. Same day.
Young Black man lost his life over the 4th of July weekend, and I'm not talking about Nolan Wells, even though it included water and an island that was stationed in the middle of a community
The stories
lake.
of Jason Walton and John Walden turned after they were at the store getting food to grill out for the holiday when they got a frightening call from their nephew Dion Walton's football coach that he went missing in a community lake.
He was like, hey Jason, where you guys are? I was like, well, we just got home from the grocery store. And he was like, you guys need to get here ASAP. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he was like, it's involving Dion.
They went to the community lake off Harmony Church Road in Covington County, where Walton was with some of his teammates celebrating the holiday.
We seen like all these police is there, and then we pulled into the driveway on the side of the house, and then I saw the rescue squad. They were boat divers searching out there in the water. I'm like, why are all these people out here? And so parked the car and I ran to the dock quick. And I was like, well, one of the parents came up. I said, what's going on?
His family says they were told Walton and some friends jumped off the pier into the lake to see who could swim to a small island in the middle of the lake the fastest. But Dion struggled as he was cramping in the water. After turning back towards the pier, calling for help, trying to grab onto a floaty, he was already starting to sink underwater.
The parent that owned the home, he said he rushed out there to the pond and he jumped in to try to look for him, and all the other players turned around and tried to search for him, and they just could not find him. And I was just, I don't know, it's a lot. It's not even real. Don't even seem real to me.
Doesn't the story sound suspicious, right? You have your teammates. This is not a scavenger hunt, right? This is a race. We're all going in the same direction. And you hear me yelling help. You, in this case, Dion yelling help, and he sinks too quick before you could find him. And you know, this part of Alabama, Covington County, right? The high school that he goes to, this is the racial demographics. 92%, 2% Dion, and then miscellaneous numbers at the bottom. They haven't released the pictures of his teammates because I'm assuming they're minors. And with this country's dark history, yeah, there's a connection between strange fruiting Black Americans, picnics, and celebrations, holidays. They usually will do it around those holiday times because it would draw a larger crowd to see the strange fruiting. Now, with that being said, do you think this story is a solid story, or does it sound suspicious to y'all?
No, I'm saying it's real as hell. And I just said that the other day. we got to keep in mind, we still talking about the people that used to hang people and take pictures of it and send postcards out. And it was older people and it was younger people. They brought their kids. That's a hell of a, think about it for a second. That's a hell of a adrenaline rush. You know what being a part of something like that or indulging in something like that, the kind of rush you get, no matter if you agree with it, if you were terrified of it, if you enjoyed it, no matter what the case is, that is a very high dose of activation on your nervous system and everything. They develop a taste for that. Then here you go, oh, the government telling us we can't do stuff like that no more. We can't. Well, they got to find a craftier way to do it. And real talk though, man, I ain't finna stop saying it no more because I'm over on Facebook calling them devils. So I think we dealing with alien species. The cat's out the bag. I might as well just say it, man. I can't believe I can't believe vampires. Yeah. True Blood, that series True Blood, fam. I saw it seemed too regular the way they was vampires, but for you to be a vampire and work out some of the thought processes and patterns on this show, you gotta be them folks. You gotta, it's something got to be wrong. It's got, and I don't care what y'all say, what you're talking about, because guess what? The tinfoil kufi is always on deck. The tinfoil kufi is not far. And I'm just saying, show me that these folks ain't like that. Prove that. I'm making the claim, and I can prove it too. Don't let me pull up the files. But then going back to the stepmom, I'm gonna tell y'all this: the stepmom really threw the monkey wrench in it. Yep, the stepmom is a narcissistic Karen White lady that thinks she controlled things because she is a judge. So she got ultimate power, and she was like, let me just go ahead and single-handedly, get these boys out of jam because I got it like that. And then she did one little thing that didn't work. She did another little thing that didn't work. Calling in for the Coast Guard, calling in for the medical examiner, hollering at the sheriff. You know how they get down. I think it was the stepmom. Yeah, because she the one that told them to close all the accounts. Yes, she been quarterbacking this whole thing. And probably because was the pool party at her house? I think that's what they're trying to say. I think they're trying to say that the pool party was at Warren's house.
Sent a statement. Warren Hudson's mother has now sent a statement to Boogie Lowdown on Facebook, and there's a video breaking it down that attorney Ben Crump has reposted. Here is a lot of evidence for you to remember, because they're going to change their story again probably in a couple of days.
So Boogie Lowdown is on Facebook, and when they started talking about the Nolan Wells case, Katie Hudson, Warren's mother, reached out to them. And these screenshots were since deleted, but Boogie Lowdown keeps reposting them. So the mother starts, she talks about how they love Nolan and blah, blah, blah. And that Warren was pleading with Nolan to get on the boat. Please get on the boat. There's so many gaps and discrepancies within this statement. Because then she goes on to say that Warren was the first one to notice Nolan was missing. When he was pleading with them to go on the boat. Wyatt was the one who had the boat. Mm-hmm. Apparently, she went out there. She was there briefly for 10 minutes and took a picture with their son. Wyatt's boat broke down and it was towed in. How was it towed in? Did they call the Coast Guard then? And did they notice anything at that point? Then she goes on to say that Warren was the first one to notice that Nolan was missing. If he was pleading with him to get on the boat, he would have known that he didn't get on the boat, or did he get on the boat? And something happened with the boat. They called the Coast Guard. Did he try to swim back and they let him? What happened? There's so many gaps. She then says that they were the first ones to call the police. No, Nolan's mother was the first one to contact the police. Nolan's mother did say that the friends had contacted the Coast Guard. So did they contact the Coast Guard when the boat was breaking down? Is that when? Or was the Coast Guard contacted twice? Those are public records, and the family has attained Attorney Crump. There's so many questions.
All over the place. I thought that was super duper. And though, on some pettiness though, y'all know I'm super petty. Didn't I say that Nolan Wells' mom was like Asian looking? Well, y'all should see his grandma. His grandma is full Asian, fam. But Shorty got a question. And I damn near got the same question too. Like,
They pulling the race card. They pulling the race card again. They pulling the race card, and y'all not gonna like it. Nolan Wells is a half breed, half Asian and half black. And I'm not gonna lie to you. The black people that speaking, they right. Where the Asian people at? Nobody's speaking about Nolan Wells, but they spoke about the boycott. Oh, they came out about the boycott because that was their money. So you gotta understand, if Nolan probably was 100% Asian, they would have spoke out. Get what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to hear the truth, but the truth we can't deny. When it comes down to black people, we always the first ones in front to fight, willing to fight. And
now this is pretty interesting, because guess what? I bet y'all sugar the shit if Nolan would have came up and got a little trophy, a Heisman or something from college, a trophy, they would have been claiming that little Asian side then. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. They would have, Nolan would have been Asian then. It would have been my Asian brother. The persuasion power face. I swear to God. So at first I was like, well, what we calling on Asians for? But then I thought about it like, man, just like they be trying to claim the little tennis player female that's half black and Asian. They be trying to claim her like she just all Asian.
Crazy thing about it is we have all these different nationalities, different situations, different scenarios. We want black people to fight for them, but they don't fight for black people. So what these people is saying is the truth, and it make me wonder about this situation with Nolan Wells now. And I'm not going to retract none of my statements, because I would feel the same way if Nolan was 100% black. But it makes me realize is that we got to start fighting as black people for other people other than our people. Say what the fuck y'all want to say. That's the God honest truth. Because Asian people were so quick to speak up about that boycott, but nobody spoke up about this little boy losing his life. Right. It don't matter if he was 100% black, 100% Asian. Yep. If that's your people, you should speak up for what's right. And you shouldn't let what's wrong go without being spoken on. And that's the God honest truth. Now, a lot of people going to say, well, okay, you kind of being biased, but unfortunately, that's the truth. It ain't about being biased, and the truth sometimes.
You said it should be a Asian hate crime? I mean, nope, because the little nigger part fuck it up. That's why. You ain't getting none of this little Asian privilege with that little nigloid in there. That's another reason why they, of course we know why they ain't speaking up. Because he got a blue black daddy. His daddy ain't light skinned. He got a blue black Mississippi daddy. That's why they ain't speaking up. They don't want no parts of that.
People don't want to hear and people don't want to see. But here's the thing I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it where it's at. Black people will fight, but yet we divided when it comes down to each other. And I ain't saying no lie.
He said white people will fight, but we divided when it comes. Well, that don't even make sense together. That don't make sense, baby girl, because if we fight and we unified, for the most part, especially when we're fighting about some of the same ideas. Now, we are not a monolith. You know, everybody is different, so everybody's going to, you know, think and move a little bit differently. But as long as we stay down for the main cause, the main, then I think it is. But you know how they you know what I noticed? So let me tell y'all what's going on right now. If y'all think the chat and the channel is funny, I decided to just go live on the horizontal only, because it seems like, yeah, it'd be like a ton of people on the vertical, but it'd be a lot of riffraff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all have fun, you know, snapping back and clapping back at them, but I'm testing something, and y'all see how YouTube be doing me. Y'all think, listen, fam, I could have easily went live right now with this one and this one. I could have did that, but I wanted to see, like, what are they really doing? And I'm telling you, as a black creator, we got to come up with all type of tricks and trades to get out there, right? So I was just seeing what this do. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all that's on the broadcast right now, holding it down, riding with me, because it's not about the numbers. It's about the message that we want to get out there. So again, I appreciate y'all, whether it's 2,500 people in the chat or 29. I'm still gonna rock it the same way, just so y'all know. All right. But I thought it was interesting that these conversations about white people was getting out in the mainstream. This is the joke. I don't know how they gonna act about this, because the Joe Budden podcast be kind of funny. So let me do this real quick. Let me throw this up over the thing. You dig? Hold on. I'm gonna grab the thumb nizzy while they talking. I'm gonna throw this up real quick, because sometimes if you show a video, the audio might be cool, but the video might do it. Even though I got the good old handy dandy fair use. Everything we do is fair use. Blah 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 blah. You know, you never can be too sure, right? But let me go ahead and play what they talking about on the Joe Budden joint.
White men are dangerous. White people are dangerous. When you are the only black friend out of the friend group.
I love the fact that this conversation is being had out loud all over social media. Everybody has their opinion. And I believe, Black family, we definitely come to the consensus that no longer will our children or ourselves be the only black person at an outing. We understand that it's too dangerous. We're having that open conversation, what is actually going to give other black folks in those white areas or those white gatherings, that's going to give them the confidence to step away or to leave early or to not fucking go. Right? But in my opinion, it's just one step. We got another step to make, because we have to think about this logically. If I can't be the only black person for safety factors, right? Then I shouldn't be around y'all motherfuckers at all for a safety factor. I ain't talking about work. Get your money, be cordial, be social. I ain't talking about work. I'm talking about so-called friendship. If it's 3 of y'all and I gotta say, damn, that's not a good look, I can't go. It's too much risk. I can't go. Then if it's one of them, it's too much risk. We're going to do logic with this, but we'll get there. But keep them children safe, keep your women safe, and fellas, stay safe. I don't care what areas you in. Like I say, work with them, be social, be cordial, all the bullshit work conversations and all that. When it's time to go drinking, I'm going home. When y'all going to outings and y'all having seminars at work and then afterwards everybody, nah, I'm in my room. Because it's a safety factor. And then peep this. What? Because they constantly calling us racist right now, right? And they peep this. They don't even have to think about this, about being around 10 of us and they the only white boy. You know why?
Why?
Cause we're civilized. That's it.
White men are.
He bust that down. I gotta agree with him. It's like he bust that totally down. On that same thing, as far as like the racist thing, they always say that, and my man kind of summed that up a little bit, because just because we practice in pattern recognition, they just the racist thing. Come on, I know y'all done heard it.
I see a lot of white people and black people are upset about how the black community is talking about the Nolan Wells case. They're saying we're jumping to conclusions, making accusations, pointing fingers. My question is, are we jumping to conclusions, or is it pattern recognition?
Simply put, very short and sweet. And you know there's been a confirmation on them text messages too.
So Ben Crump's team has officially confirmed that there were text messages that were deleted from Nolan Xavier Wells' phone before it was returned to his parents.
But even that is troubling to them because they're saying messages that were deleted from his cell phone. So they want to try to dot every I and cross every T and investigate everything. They said it's very.
So Ben Crump's team has officially confirmed that there were text messages that
hold on, my bad.
Were deleted.
I knew that one was short. I was trying to tee up the other one. This white dude had kind of went through the text messages too. I'm sorry, not the text message, but these random threads online from these people in the town. And so sometimes you got to get a little deep. Like I'll go to a post and then I'll see, you know what I'm saying, people on the post, and I might click on their joint and see what kind of post, you got to do a little digging and an investigation. I came up with my mans, and I thought this one was very interesting.
Commented, I can't swim about Nolan Wells. Drew posted, they unalived our son and we know it. Honestly, it is better for our safety and sanity to segregate. Somebody decided to comment on it. Christian commented, I can't swim, LOL. And instead of coming after her, let's go after the people who laughed at it. Well, let's see. These are all the people. So,
and it ain't lost on me that all the gay dudes like outing people on Facebook and checking in their whole history. It's not lost on me. Every time I play a video of such, is really a lot of moisture. Oh, and what you say over there? Hold on, you said who was that? Wendell Gary. Check this out, fam. I've been on Facebook. I didn't found my second win on Facebook. I decided to start making everybody's devils, fam. Look, and I got the song to go with it. I'm talking about these couple joints I put up in the last couple days been on fire. I just did this one. That's the police chief, right? The police chief that said there was no foul play. They are mad about that one. Mitch McConnell, oh my God. They are pissed about Mitch McConnell. What up, Renee? They pissed about Mitch McConnell, right? Then I did because I ain't scared of these folks. That one cop that was harassing the one dude in a hoodie in Pennsylvania. The dude's name is Jesse Lopez. That's the brother's name right there. Morgan Seymour, one of these little devil friends. Man, these joints done shot out through the stratosphere. But you know what I learned though? I'm gonna tell you what I learned from putting these videos up. There's a lot of people who don't got the guts to put it up themselves, but definitely gonna get in the comment section and say they little say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, I mean, that's just my mind, especially this one with the girl. This one with the girl right here, fam, is damn near at 100,000 views, and I just put it up yesterday. Like I'm talking about the band. Oh, I can show y'all. See, that's the benefit of being on the up and down format. That's why I want to grind. I'm gonna grind this format out, y'all, because there's more benefit. Look, I can't show y'all this on a little screen. Let me move y'all over here real quick. I'm gonna move y'all up here. Check these comments out. I'm gonna actually move myself. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna move myself over here. Look at these comments, dog. Let's go through this, shall we? Cause I'm talking about everybody. So me, I'm clap. If you notice, I'm clapping at everybody. I'm talking to everybody. Look, this is pretty unfair to this young lady. No one knows if she caused any harm to Nolan or indirectly. What did I put? Well, I got replies. I said, oh no, somebody else said, y'all all are suspects until proven otherwise. The kid didn't take his own life. What's unfair is his family having to bury their child. And I was like, damn right. So I'm people like surprised I'm in there talking to them and all that. I'm talking about this. I didn't start calling these folks devils. And like this one at 100,000 too. Warren, the stepmom's the stepmom's son, over with. Straight over with. Hold on real quick. Uh-oh, he's barking. What is he barking about? Oh yeah, so I'm over here calling these folks. Oh look, this the Mississippi the chief medical examiner. This one's on the rise too. Y'all can tell by how many likes and how many hearts. They ain't really, I guess he wasn't really that important, the public commissioner, because that one didn't really take off. And they did not want to push this new news about Trump. They did not want to do that. But this, for some reason, this devil got him tight. This probably about 125 or something like that. This one's been going off. They like this. So y'all, if y'all want to get them tight, all you got to do is go to Facebook, to Twitter, whatever, or TikTok or whatever. Use that devil song. If you use that devil song, oh my God, they're the biggest crybabies in life. You know what? I didn't even really want to hear the moist dude too much anymore, because it was like I didn't know where he was really going with that, and it seemed like he was going off topic. But my man say he don't believe he don't believe the pool party narrative at all. And you know, I'll be trying to get both sides of the story, because in, you know, somewhere in between there lies the truth. But my man, he say it ain't adding up based off what's said.
At first I was willing to entertain that was a possibility. Then I had to think about it. Hell no. Hell to the no, I don't believe that pool party. But let me explain to everybody why I personally don't believe the pool party. I'm not telling everybody else ignore the pool party and everything, but my mind is going to ignore the pool party. You know why? Because that pool party, if that is true, that is so much detail in there. They could easily just go over there to that girl, especially she say she called Nolan Wells' mom, told her that already. She already knows and everything. They'll get on top of that and everything, and they'll automatically get on all of that, and then we'll see Ben Crump, and we'll see Nolan Wells' mom and dad get out, and they'll start speaking about stuff like that if that is accurate. But here's why I truly don't believe that. I did a video the other day to a girl, Sierra, comment. Go back to that video, everybody. Now, in that comment, she had claimed that the phone had got received from Katie, so meaning that Javon's mom was said to have allegedly went over there and got the phone from Katie. Not only that, but to that same comment that girl had put, Javon had got under there and said, exactly. Now, I didn't check out that Javon channel or whatnot and everything, and it truly seems to be Javon's channel. He's even went live over there. No, I have not seen him go live. I've only heard that he went live because somebody asked me to go over there to go check him out on live, and I said, no, I don't want to go over there and go check it out, and I didn't go over there to go check it out. But On Friday at 10:07 a.m. after I had seen that photo, I went and screenshotted this from that TikTok channel. And I went over there and screenshotted this in case that TikTok channel ended up disappearing or anything like that or something like that, changes on that channel and everything. And these details will still be there. And it said 6 days ago from Friday. We go to Friday, we go back 6 days. You'll get Saturday. Meaning that that video was taken sometime more than likely Saturday, and or it was at least posted sometime on Saturday. That video might have been taken a different day and could have been in some drafts. It could have been an old video that was never posted. I don't know. But we do know that it said 6 days ago, meaning that it was July 4th when it was taken, either before and or after the island, or posted before and or after the island.
Well, it would have to be because they they tried to be like they left, took on water 4:30, 5 o'clock ish. And everybody said that they seen them at a pool party later on that night at about 11. That would explain the darkness, and everybody all there at the pool kicking it. So it could have definitely be taken on the 4th. Okay.
Prior to even that day, Friday, I only ended up over there because I ended up finding that photo that seemed like Javon Williams may have had a punch mark on his face or a punch bruise on his face. You know how somebody gets punched, because you got to think about it. If it occurred Saturday, there's 2 days of healing in between that. So I wanted to go back and I wanted to go over that channel to see, hey, has this been a channel that's been posting videos or such like that of Javon Williams prior to July 4th? And yes, it was. And I've seen all of the little stuff over there and everything, and it showed Javon over there too many times before the 4th for that not to be a channel affiliated with Javon Williams.
Okay.
Again, this is all allegedly, this is all speculation, and at the end of the day, my opinion just so happened to make sense. Nonetheless, the channel commented to that person, Sierra, when she said that that phone allegedly had came from Katie, meaning that Javon's mom, and she said all of them little stuff. And I'm sure people down there in the comment section, there was plenty of people down there responded and everything. So there's many of people that saw this down there in the comment section as well. She alleged that the phone had got picked up from Katie, and that channel that said Javon, it seemed like it's Javon channel on TikTok, came over there and said exactly. Now, my thing would be this. That girl in that post of the pool party, she didn't mention anything about a Katie. She only mentioned specific people inside of there. She didn't even mention all of the names that she probably could even remember if that is somebody real on that page, because it's been said that that page looked like it just popped up and it is a fake page. I don't know. I haven't checked it out because I don't truly believe it. And like I said, everybody else keep investigating that. We'll have many of people investigating that and looking at that. And, we don't need my mind to do it.
Now, I totally feel him on that because y'all are taking a lot of information, you know what I'm saying, and I'm very choosy about what I try to put out there. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, sir. We know technology, we know fake counts, we know they're trying to build an alibi. There's another one that I'm gonna play that definitely outlines that, because I think that with all the time that they've been afforded the time to be able to be trained and coached the best ways possible. And in case it go down, because now with our relentlessness, I mean, they could have had to know it was go down. Even before Tyler Perry or Kaepernick stepped in the game. I mean, even when Ben Crump got on the scene, they should have been shaking in their boots like they know it's about to go down. So with that being said, they've been preparing and coaching and whoop-de-whoop. And I mean, it would be to their benefit to make a account and throw some fake information out there just to stir the pot a little bit, to get people off the trail. You know what I mean? But psychologically, yeah, it works, because look at what I'm doing. I done like we done been covering this story for a while, and every time the inclination of something new, fresh, you know what I'm saying, with the invent of AI, not saying that the picture's AI, or it could be AI, there's just because my little nigglet self only been dealing with the cheap ones, they might got the mega good AIs. We don't know. Like, and that's the what sucks about nowadays too is the introduction to AI, because now everything can be passed off like it's AI. So you really don't even know what to believe. But let him cook out. I like where he was going.
Because the way that it seems like, I can't be 100% certain of this, but it truly seems like people that Javon may know has been coming to me and trying to have me pointed in the direction of the phone may have came from Katie. Now, this is all speculation in my opinion and what it looks like to me by the way people been coming to me.
I mean, it would make sense though, if we're thinking in terms of the bait to the trap, because I mean, from the way the pictures look and all of that, yeah, they was homeboys and all, but it don't really sound like they was all homeboys and all. But if you was trying to get some buns and you knew Katie was there, you dig what I'm saying? But they was trying to say the person that was on the phone was the one that that shot the text out online. See, you know, it's purposefully confusing. That's what the mission is right now. I'm kind of seeing that because everything that's being thrown against the wall don't sound right, and because it don't sound right, you're gonna stress to try to make it fit some sort of kind of way. So we doing all the mental gymnastics for him, really.
And then the lady that did that one comment that I first originally did that video, Monica Janine or whatever her name is, she had let me know, oh, the phone had came from Katie and everything. Remember I did that video? Then I asked her who she was, and remember she put that down in the comments, and then me and her started inboxing, and then she gave me more details, and she tried to, you know, oh, Katie and Nolan was girlfriends and boyfriends. They was dating, this, that, and the third and everything, but I didn't let that stick into my mind because I have not seen no proof that they was boyfriend and girlfriend. So until I see some proof on that, that's why I have not said that. I ain't seen no liquor, no.
Now that's interesting. That's interesting that we know they pay influencers to disseminate information and shit. Somebody drop a rack or two on you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, boy, niggas is folding. That's interesting.
Stitching no proof that they was boyfriend or girlfriend and or knew each other prior to that island. But it's super strange to me that, you know, I would get people trying to constantly point me in the direction of Katie and or trying to throw things at the boys and such like that. And it's like, well, you know, usually a guilty party you tend to be pointing fingers everywhere else and such like that and everything. So my mind got to going like, look, I need to dig deeper into the details and I need to come up with other scenarios of what could have happened if something else possibly happened. Is there something else strongly that you can come up with that might have happened? And then I came up with something that might have happened, and that's why I did that video last night about Javon Williams. But that's just my opinion. My opinion just so happens to make sense.
Listen, he ain't the only one that had this opinion about Javon Williams, though. So that's the only reason I'm kind of hearing him out, because from what I hear from the videos that I discovered, the best friend, I'm not getting best friend from Cuz at all.
This is not me being unfair or trying to be unfair. If anybody sees this as unfair, put yourself in my shoes. Put yourself in my shoes. You're getting all of these details and it seems like people are trying to point you off of somebody and everything to you, and it makes you feel like they're trying to point you off of somebody and to put it on somebody else. Is your mind not going to think about that and say, hey, look, you got to think about this. What if they're trying to, you know, frame somebody or put it off on somebody else or point you in a different direction? Yeah. I got to think about those things when people are sending me that info. Then you got to think. Intentionally, I feel like Ben and also the mom and dad, the 18-year-old Nolan Wells, Ben has been having everybody intentionally not mention where that phone has came from. Yes, leading to the direction to letting people's minds wonder of where it came from, because a lot of people are going to naturally do what? Assume that he went and picked it up from one of the boys. I've heard people saying that he picked it up from Warren's house. I'm like, I haven't seen anybody confirm that, say that.
The father said that. He slipped up and said it in the interview with Ben Crump and the big head little body dude. What is it? It was Al Sharpton. He said when they open Nolan's phone, it's going to tell a lot alone, and the federal autopsy. Nolan's body is going to speak. I think because they so sloppy with their overt I'm white and I say so, this is what's cracking it all the way open because they're just trying to do it too hard. Like this is what I felt about old boy's mom because I told you like she like the quarterback, right? She the quarterback. So now they getting a story together. And that's what I was.
Why they ain't brought them white boys in for questioning yet in the Nolan Wells case? They're coaching them, they're training them, they're giving them every type of situation and scenario to ensure that they have the right answer, to ensure that they stories line up, that none of them enter conflict. All three stories have to line up.
And I think that's why the little disinformation campaign is being sprinkled all over. So, they basically telling us what to think while they hovering and maneuvering on what the actual plan is based off what they think they can get past because of the law.
So they're making sure that they can answer right, that they don't get flustered, that they don't get frustrated, that they don't remember the truth. They got to remember the lie. I promise you, when you examine them and cross-examine them, they need to make sure that they can stick to the lie.
And hold on, wait a minute though, for real, like the judge said earlier, why ain't that happened yet? I really ain't officially heard like the boys been in for questioning. Where's the 72-hour hold? Where is the man? That tell you that judge lady and them, they must got some paper because they ain't treating them like the regular degulars. Same thing with Carmelo. Inside Beehive Mind conspiracy. That's not really a conspiracy, but it's conspiracy in the sense that they're working together to do such and such. So you're totally correct.
This is why they're not being questioned yet. This is why they're not saying anything. And this is why we keep seeing evidence come forth that shows allegedly somebody lying.
Right. With the inventor, see, I like how he said that. With the inventor, all of these little sprinkles and dashes and everything. One thing we do know, it don't add up. That's what we do know. After all y'all forward out moves and all the stuff that y'all did from the beginning, even down to the little stuff, you telling the dad like Nolan was my friend. Was my nigga? Straight up, cuz. Oh, okay. All right. Because remember, Nolan's dad was like, he went over there with the boys to get the keys to the car, and he had to hold the boys back so they didn't tear up the house, he said. And he had to play the game and be diplomatic just to get the keys for old girl, whoever she is, whether it's Katie, which makes sense. That would make sense because we got to think about what Nolan was, man, them look like dweebs, y'all. Them look like dweebs. He wasn't, I don't see him hanging with them like that. Even on that interview that we heard him talking on, he was with it was with two other black boys and a white dude. Matter of fact, it was the white dude that was on his left side in the picture out of the three. Because the only reason I say that because it looked like they got the same hairstyle, which is Al Cartiera, whatever his name is. Hold on, I got the devil reference right here. I can just go look at what cuz name is. That was Eric Al Cartiera. This devil right here. That was that was the dude that was on the interview with him when he was talking. But they said they went to Wyatt's house, which is him. So they went to his house to go get the keys. And he looked like he gave his dad some static. He looked like he wasn't really kicking it with Austin. He looked suspected alt-rightish. Come on, fam. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's definitely the ringleader. The ringleader is this devil right here. Where's she at? Huh. That's don't she look like one of them real narcissistic, possessive, I gotta have everything my way Karens? You know what I'm saying? Like the typical, you know what I'm saying? Like she wears the robe even when she ain't got the robe on. And it's because of that she ruined it. Cause she knew too much and she got scared and she was a female acting off of her emotions and not thinking, just thinking about saving the boys. We gotta save the boys. And she just reacted. Oh, I can do this. Let me put out a statement so that totally nullifies those guys of any responsibility. And she probably told them to go drop them off back at the lake. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I allegedly, I'm thinking like, did the Coast Guard have something to do with that? Like, how did Nolan's dad and the coach go out there and search on the lake? Wait, and y'all, by the time y'all get there, y'all show up, y'all start searching on the lake, and then the bodies show up not out the water, but on the island. Nobody could see that. Y'all had the drones, y'all had the no, that's not the stepson. The stepson to her is Warren Hudson. That's her stepson. That's the other dude that was in the picture with him too. The one of the picture with them side by side, and it was just two of them. Yep, that was him with the picture right there. Yep, she did. She overreacted. She threw it, really. She went too hard in the paint. She went way too hard in the paint. Gave him too much knowledge off front. Had him cleaning the boat. I mean, what you think? Ain't nobody gonna see that? Like, man, if it's one thing that I learned from being out in the streets and doing things and this, that, and the third, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a story. Story time. This is like 20, damn, it makes it sound a long time ago. But it was like 20 years ago. I got this job for Airborne Express, right? And my goofy ass, you know, I'm working on the job a couple days and shit. And I was trying to get a computer so that I can start the studio and do some things, right? So I figured out what boxes computers come in, right? Very smart guy I was, but dumb at the same time. I had a route one day, and I figured out that there was this box with this computer in there. So I'm doing my thing and blah blah blah. I stopped at this like little park that was in the cut to throw the cardboard box for the computer away because it was gonna be mine. I was decided that I was gonna go ahead and snatch that. So I do my whole route the whole day and pull back in the station. I crept the little computer out the van and put it in my car, right? And then they called me into the office. I'm like, what? Nigga, they had the police in the office. They was like, a good Samaritan seen you putting a cardboard box in the trash and thought it was suspicious. And so we sent the team over there to go through the trash, and I was busted. Made me go out to the car, get the laptop. It was over. I went to jail that day. I was in there for 3 days during the investigation. Funny thing is, right? Funny thing is though, this is the funny part. 72-hour hold. I went in, got out, nothing happened. I'm thinking I'm Gucci. I'm strizzy. Boy, I was driving like 6 months later. I got pulled over. They talking about you got a warrant. I was like, no, I don't. Told my I had the Bronco back then. I had the Chevy. I mean the Ford Bronco with the pop off top, the big boy with the little baseball cap on the jump. There's a couple little speakers in the back. Boy, you couldn't tell me nothing. And my little OJ. I had the OJ joint, but it was the blue one with the tan top. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, they pulled me over. I go to jail. They talking about theft. I'm like, what? Came back on me, y'all. I had to do it like a diversion program for a year. No same or similar, so that I ain't get no F on my report card. And I did what I was supposed to do too. I was on UAs. I couldn't. Boy, it was really dumb. And I messed up a good job because my homeboy ended up, he kept working there. He moved up a little bit. This thing, he just did his little thing. But yeah, man. Ah, man, that's crazy. But anyway, we still talking about these fiends, though. These fiends. I like well, hold on. I'm gonna give Cuz a chance because I didn't really want to get too deep into his theory on why the photo didn't matter. But from what I hear now, the photo makes a lot of sense because we do know Nolan wasn't on that island. We can just go ahead and get that on about the way. Because he wasn't on the island because it was 2 boats docked at the island and there was a tent on the island that people were actually camped out on the island. He was not on that island. Ain't no trees on that island. Ain't nothing on that island. You can't tell me he went out for a skinny dip swim by himself. Y'all did not leave him on that island. That's without saying. But what is true is that somehow he got back to that island. If they so if the Coast Guard and them knew that he was on that island, like if she called in the favor, because remember they tried to retract their statement and say that they actually called that 11. Well, nigga, if they called that 11, why didn't y'all go get the night search team and go see where Nolan was at? If there was a floating body somewhere, they didn't do that night, or do they not search at night? I don't know. I'm gonna retract that because I don't know if they actually search at night. But you would think, though, that's an emergency situation like anyone else, and Coast Guard are literally the police of the sea. So what else do you get paid for? Y'all don't prevent anything from happening. Why wouldn't you spring into action and go get it? Y'all got floodlights and all of that. It would be nothing to look for something floating in the water. You know what I'm saying? Roscoe, I had to close the door because you was barking. But let him cook out.
Anything like that, every time that I see them speak about the phone, I'm never getting the full answer of where the phone came from. So
he is right about that too. He's right about that. Now his dad said he went and got the keys from over Wyatt's house, but they still ain't really said where they got the phone from. They said they had their homegirl go track the phone down, but they ain't said where the phone is at. He's right about that. Unless y'all heard it, y'all be watching videos too. If y'all heard where the phone at, I ain't heard where the phone at. I heard the key because it wasn't even clear where he had got the keys from until the interview with his dad, and it's almost like he wasn't supposed to say that, but he said it. I caught that in the interview. Did any of y'all hear about this phone thing? Because I'm still standing on it's real inconclusive where the phone came from, and he's exactly right.
Phone is strange as all ever. That's a super strange detail. And it's like, well, why follow one phone when you got 2 phones in a scenario? Because Javon Williams introduced 2 phones by
correct. He did. Javon, his friend said They both left their phones on the boat. But he rode out with some other people. Why would you do that?
Saying in that article that him and 18-year-old Nolan Wells put their phones together. Yep. So our minds was thinking about just one phone in play, and we had to think about both phones in the play. Wait a minute. If there's one phone in the play that shouldn't be in the play, why is there another phone with that phone that should not be in the play? Doesn't that make more sense to check out both of those phones then? Why would it make sense to only think about 18-year-old Nolan Wells being a young adult or a young teen and not wanting to be separated from his phone because teens don't separate from their phones, and everybody being so hell-bent that he wouldn't be separated from his phone or anything like that? Now, Nolan was separated from his phone, it seems, for a very long time on the 4th of July, and maybe that's why you don't see too many Snapchats, or maybe somebody did delete those snaps.
That makes sense. Because then, okay. But then that would explain why the mother was outwardly saying that she got the Life 360. I got the Life 360. I know how that worked. It showed me every place my kids go, how fast they was driving, whoop-de-whoop, all that. How long they was there. The whole nine. So I know what they're talking about. She said she could see the phone go on the island and come back to land. That she said that out loud. They said that. His mama said that. Well, Renee, they trying to say that the Coast Guard and them trying to say that they came back around talking about they had got a call at 11 p.m. that night, right? Trying to be like the friends was concerned about him. But why would y'all be calling the Coast Guard at 11 at night if y'all was taking on water like 4:35, y'all said? It's dark. Unless y'all was at the pool party and y'all done stomped him out or did whatever. And his stepmom trying to quarterback some shit said make a call to the Coast Guard. But I don't think that happened. But then you don't know. You know, his stepmom do know the processes and like maybe an attempt to throw it off. Because then that's when they could come. That's when they came up with the boat narrative. See, well, that might make sense now. First, call the Coast Guard, put the APB out, like they was concerned, and that's where he's supposed to be. Next thing you know, here goes the statement talking about Nolan decided to stay back. We're on the island. Okay, well, we tried to call for him after we didn't see him when he didn't come back. Because we had it from. Even though they probably wasn't thinking like that. He says the Coast Guard have a call log. I'm sure. Come on, man. Hell yeah. Everything got a log. Renee, shit, you know, every time you call to pay your phone bill or your gas bill, whatever bill, this call is being recorded for quality assurance and safety or whatever. Everything. Everything you do, even the automated joints, better believe it. The automated joints is being recorded because they want to teach AI better based off of your responses. So it's all being recorded. Hell yeah, they got super log. But can we trust that? Because as we see, Mommy Dearest is throwing all the favors everywhere. He said, did any nearby boats report hearing or responding to the call? Good question. Bet any amount of money they're listening to these live. Hell yeah, they is. Ding, 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 ding. You know, gosh darn well they is. Fam, I think they probably listen to my life of a show. Man, hundreds of thousands of people done shared these. and commented on these like I don't know, like I love Facebook. It put it in front of them folks. People is, especially this one. This is a rising star right now. And I ain't never got that many views on a reel ever in my life. Fam, these devil videos then ran up 500,000 views over the last couple of days. Not even playing with you. I'm amazed. I am amazed. It all started with the other one, but I'm like, ain't nobody putting the faces with these names. Well, they trying to say he was at he didn't say it. In the interview, he didn't say it. He didn't allude to anything of the pool, which is strange too. If y'all best friends, why you ain't at the pool party? That's where the hoes at. Well, yeah. You know what I mean? Young, dumb, full of that thing. You telling me you and your homeboy ain't at the party trying to pull a 2-man on 4th of July? And I gotta go to a little camp. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he wasn't on that. He said Warren didn't know where the phone was. Nolan's dad said she spoke to the young lady and said that the phone was on the place. No, that's not the phone. That was the keys. You're right, but that was the keys. They never said where the phone came from. All we heard from the phone so far is that his mom's friend, they tracked the phone, and his mom's friend went to go pick up the phone. They didn't say from where, they didn't say from who. But you're right about that. But that's the keys, Win. That's the keys. Oh yeah. I'm trying to listen. And we can. And thanks for going back and forth because we trying to piece this together. We trying to do our own little Perry Mason. But I swear to y'all, I probably got the whole Ocean Springs. I already got several nice choice DMs from some Mississippi people. I mean, I had somebody in the comments saying like, they should sue him immediately. I'm like, why? Because I have an opinion on how shitty Nolan's fake friends were. All it says is Morgan Seymour knows what happened to Nolan Wells. Does he or does he not? I mean, I might have thought that he looked like a devil in my imagination, so I just did it. That's all. No big deal. No big deal. And from the response of me doing it, it seems like a lot of people wanted somebody to do this because the response, I can't even. I am flabbergasted, y'all. I swear to God. Really, real talk. It's I wouldn't say scary. I would just say a little intimidating. Like, like sometimes when you do stuff, not saying you don't think things out. Of course you want exposure. Of course you want this, that, and other. I ain't scared because I stand on it. I put it up, obviously, but I'm like, dang, I didn't know it was gonna touch a nerve. Hello, what's going on? Hello. Yeah, I said hello to y'all. Like, that's crazy. He said, what person handed the friend? That was Wyatt. So that was hold on, that was the country bunkin looking one. That was him. Wyatt Pyron. who knows what happened to Nolan Wells. But yeah, look at them. And I'm saying, looking at these dudes, man, they don't even look like they dressed like that. He wasn't kicking with him, Nolan. I mean, I know they in Mississippi and all, but they just seem too far off the spectrum. It almost seemed like Nolan shouldn't have been at that damn party at all. Like, real talk. It almost, I mean, it just seems so setty uppy-ish. When you look at these dudes, it's like they what they got in common. Now that's the dude that was on the left side of his arm in the 3-man picture. Eric Alcartierra. So, and that sounds like a little Mexicano a little bit on there. So, he probably playing on the black and brown side of the game, but secretly conspiring with the white boys in the crew, you know what I'm saying, for brownie points. We already know what he doing. But her, this smile though, that smile, and then how it's what's funny? Like, I don't totally describe them like that. When I turn them into devils, I kind of let the machine do its thing. And it's funny the type of demon that comes out of these people. Like what I didn't tell the computer like to do his tongue like that or nothing like that. I didn't tell him to make a tail and like and look and notice like there's different kind of looks on the devils too. Notice Chud's his devil is real mean looking from all that antagonistic. Look how she's like a cute seductive devil. You see what I'm saying? Like she didn't get all ugly. She got cute and seductive. Like I thought that was really strange how the AI interprets these people. Like it's just seeing in their soul for real. Like look what kind of devil he turned into. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you look at him, he looked just totally. It's the like this one, like they didn't give him too much devilish. They got him looking damn near like a a Dracula cat bat or something. I don't know what cuz is. He said someone gave. Yeah, that was Kate. That was Kate right there. This is Eli. This is the bigger one. So I went scoured the internet for all the names that was mentioned in this joint, right? Because I felt like if I get one, I gotta get them all. This is Morgan. Morgan was also in the picture too. This looked like the older dude that was on the side that you said that I forgot who said it, but that probably supplied the liquor. Because you know what? This is his LinkedIn photo. And that was the only thing that I can find of him. I mean, they got the one where they in the photo together, but I didn't feel like cropping it out or nothing. I needed one individual, but I was able to find a LinkedIn photo of Mr. Morgan Seymour. And it saw fit to like yellow his eyes out and make him breathe fire. I didn't really say that. The one that really tripped me out though was the medical the medical lady. The way her little devil came out, look, innocent little Karen, right? And then it was like, ooh, ah! I was like, damn. And then look, this lady too. There's a couple videos out about she got a hold of a black body from some sketchy case and immediately had the boy embalmed the very next day, thwarting any investigation of foul play on this little black body of this little boy. I thought I had got the video, but I didn't think it was really going to be as relevant to the story because I didn't think I was going to touch on her at all because she's not as significant. But trust me, I'm around there and I've seen. Matter of fact, she got a couple allegations on things she did with bodies down there in good old Mississippi. But when the AI turned her into that, I was like, God damn. Like she is, I mean, it set her whole body on fire. Not only did she blow fire, but she must be super bad. It's you that AI, man. It's something to be said about that AI. Like even this one turned cut. I didn't say nothing with the tongue and the wings. He like a reptilian devil, like, and he got the strong horns too, like the way it interpreted these people as devils from a simple prompt. I was just trying to be all quick with it too. It wasn't like I was, trying to craft a masterpiece. Or I keep forgetting I can't play the music. Look, if y'all keep hearing them dings and shit, man, that's because, boy, now I got them tight over here. Look, if y'all, of course y'all can see that. Look at them notifications, boy. Them I'm talking about they tight. They just keep coming in. They are Timmy tight nuts over there. I'm telling you, I ain't never had this much motion on Facebook. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that real. Like that's what I'm trying to. Matter of fact, here, let me put the link over there so y'all can go ahead and go get up with me. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna put the link over there. Put the link over there for y'all. So y'all can go become my friend or follow me, however you want to do it. It's all to the gooch. How do you do that? Like how do you share your profile? That's weird. Do I just take the URL link and send that, y'all? Can you get it that way? That's what I did last time. Okay, here, I'm gonna just do that. Here y'all go. I see it ain't too much riffraff in here, so I don't mind putting the digits out there, so to speak, giving y'all my number. There y'all go. Go on over there, man, and join in the festivities, because I'm on these people's nightcap. Straight up. But back to this though, the larger thing of this, and from the very beginning, I said that, I questioned if his dad, what I'm saying, was actually black, and that's still out. I mean, his name is Elmo. He is from Mississippi. Elmo sound like an old nigga name. But I feel like they didn't teach him knowledge of self, and she kind of broke that down real nice, and this is a very good message.
He knows Iverson Mall is a black mall, and my best white friend was like, I can't go to that mall. And I'm like, why? And she's like, basically was not comfortable.
Hold on, that's the part two. My bad. That's the part two. Let's go to the part one. My bad.
Just like Nolan Wells, the only black girl in an all-white friend group. And just like Nolan, I thought they were my friends too. I used to argue with my stepfather. He used to tell me, they are not your friends. And I'd be like, yes, they are my friends. And my stepfather said, when you get some knowledge of self, you're going to see if they really are your friends. Because black pride will tell you whether or not your white friends are really your friends. Because let me tell you, the white boys, the white girls in my school.
Hey, and I'm gonna say that's the truth. The last 5 years that I've been doing this podcast, the white people who thought they was cool with me is not cool with me no more. And there's some stomp downs like Nick and a few others that know what it is. That is just black empowerment. It's just what it is. But she is totally right. When you got knowledge of self and you speak on knowledge of self, them fake friends gonna fall.
School, they loved me until I got knowledge of self. And I will never forget the day that it happened. I was 14 years old, and this white boy named Wayne Colby that I went to high school with liked me and asked me to go to the mall with him and his friends. And we went to the mall, went shopping, and on the way back, his friend said, I have a joke, but I can't tell it because Shari's in the car. And Wayne and his friend, this is how locked in I was. They said, You can tell it. Shari is cool. She's not gonna get offended like that. And y'all know his friend said, what are the similarities between a black woman and a vagina? And the answer was, they both have kinky hair, big lips, and stink. And all of these white boys in the car started laughing, including the white boy that liked me. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was stuck. Because I really thought these white kids weren't racist. My stepfather had been telling me the whole time, like, they ain't your real friends, they this, they that. And I was like, no, they're not. No, they're not. And y'all, when I got out that car, I ran into my house crying. And my stepfather came downstairs and was like, what is wrong? My stepfather gave me a book called The Brodophile that I read over the weekend. I came to school on a Monday and started kicking it to my white friends that I think that Jesus may be a black man and all those type of things. It switched up on me real quick. When I refused to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, those white friends that I thought were my friends since 9th grade and they loved me and everything, all that switched up. I mean, I was locked in where they would want me to sleep over their house. I'd be the only black girl in the friend group, but my mother was always very cautious. No disrespect, because oftentimes those white families were much more lackadaisical. Their children would be smoking, drinking, and things like that. My curfew was 9 o'clock at 11th grade. So my mother didn't play around like their parents had leeway for them. And the last straw for me was when I realized my white friends would not be uncomfortable for me. They didn't think it was uncomfortable for me to be hanging out with them and be the only black girl with them at their house, with their friends, even sometimes being around friends that they knew and would say, oh yeah, her parents are racist and this and that. And they still would think that I should be comfortable around them. I'll never forget, I asked them to go to Iverson Mall with me. And anyone in the DMV comfortable going to that mall, and that's when I knew I couldn't be her friend anymore. Plus, she had kissed this black boy, and as much as her mama, brothers, and everybody loved me, she was terrified that her family would find out, because she told me her family, her brothers, would black out if they found out she kissed this black boy. Now here it is, I'm sleeping at your house, your mama say she loved me, your daddy, everybody loved me, but they gonna do what to you if they found out you kissed the black boy? Those two things can't exist at the same time. I can't be your friend, but also know that your daddy, mama, and brother that I'm around will basically disown you if they find out you kissed a black man. Have a good day. V knows Iverson Mall is a black mall, and my best.
No, that's real though. That's real. Why is he talking so long for the fed up autopsy repair? I wonder if they are trying to recreate his face. You know, because what is true about that is that the mother has not even seen the body yet, which that's crazy. That's crazy. She ain't even seen her, so that identify the son and the daughter and all of that. Come on now. Hey, and you know what? I ain't seen so many. Let's give it up for the white people, man. They trying, man. That's a lot of white people. And but the only reason that they trying though is because they don't want everybody to look at them sus. And I'm talking about they trying so hard. And don't look at us like we're killers. Don't look at us like you guys die every time you come around us. That's not true. They copping, please. Check your girl out. She this you think she was a sister girl the way she finna read you real quick. Check her out.
Black people took a white person out into the ocean and a white person did not come back, it would be international news. The president of the United States of America would be announcing it. He would have those white people at the White House sitting, having dinner with him every single day. He would hire the best of the best lawyers, the best of the best international guard. He would make sure that those black people, excuse me for spitting, were sitting in prison and jail and their families were accountable for it. He would dig up any dirt in the family and say it's because they're black.
Nah, I didn't say she lied. Is she pandering a little bit? Yeah. But I think she lied. She ain't lie, but she pandering a little bit. Oh, it's all Gucci, brother. I appreciate you, man. This is actually almost like an experimental broadcast. I just wanted to see how they was gonna do on the straight horizontal side of the game. I noticed that it is a little fun with the races up in here too, so I ain't gonna deprive y'all as well. I'm gonna have to do the up and down and the side to side orientation, but I'm gonna make sure I let the stomp downs know. I'd rather have the watch time on these here horizontals. You know what I'm talking about if you monetize, fam. You know how they be playing. They don't, man. You can have 40,000 views on the horizontal joint, or I mean on the vertical joint. That's the up and down, and you got like nothing. You have those same 30,000 views on the horizontal joint. Now you're talking about something. Now you're talking about something. But I'm learning the game a little bit. It's a little bit different now. They done changed the rules a little bit. And again, I appreciate everybody that's happy to hear what I gotta say, because it's not about the numbers, it's about the message. And I'm gonna rock the show just like it was one person in the crowd. I've done it before. I've performed at a show and it was one person in the crowd and I went all out. Matter of fact, the funny thing is, it was this party over South Minneapolis one time, and there was DJ set up and everything. It was upstairs above this store. I know I was supposed to perform, and this dude J-Mac had, I had seen, and he wanted me to come perform. Man, I go there, wasn't nobody there, except for him and his homeboy. Boy, I rocked the whole mic the whole night. Cuz was like, man, you pretty cool. Woo, woo, woo. From that, he brought me to his crib, made some beats, and then we got a studio together. And that was the first studio I ever got in, man. So that's why I've always learned to give it your all. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. It's called integrity. You know what I mean? This is what I do. And because one thing about the algorithm, I'm going to tell y'all too, if y'all trying to do content, one thing about the algorithm is a video will blow up later on down the line that you didn't even think that was really good like that. So, yeah, that's another thing. But she right, though. If they was black, Trump had a family at the White House, it would be a State of the Union. They make sure that the Negroes have to fry. They'd be on it. Hey, I was hoping Cuz didn't have any of that music behind this joint. If he do, I'm gonna have to cut his wisdom, but I don't think so. Shout out to World Black News and Discussions.
The suspect at all. No, nothing suspicious here. Nothing suspicious here. Something happened in the Nolan Wells case, and I think it's very, very interesting. Some new stuff just popped off. The family went on to Good Morning America, the Today Show. They were on so many different news outlets this morning to get the word out about Nolan Wells' case, right. And they held their own press conference along with Al Sharpton. Here's something that we learned. Oh, and Benjamin Crump, of course, as well. But here's something that we learned about this particular case. It has to do with them retrieving the phone. They had to go to great lengths to actually retrieve the phone. No, the teenage kids who actually were in possession of the phone didn't just hit him up and be like, hey, we have your son's phone. Can we drop it off to you? No, they had to go to Life 360, their app, track the phone, go to that actual house and ask for the phone. Ask to get the phone back. And when they finally got the phone back, that's when they were able to look through the phone, find out that, that there was certain things deleted. Snapchat archive videos in Snapchat were completely deleted and all that, which is sus as hell. We also find out through Al Sharpton at this press conference that there were keys that they had to go and retrieve as well. Right. They had to go to a whole other house to retrieve the keys. Nolan Wells' keys. They finally retrieved those to get the car.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the spooky part. Like, I thought he was gonna say something about the phone. That's why I was letting him rock out, because sometimes people drop little tidbits and this, that, and the other. Now he's spot on.
Out of the yard of one of Nolan Wells' friends' homes as well. Now, I'm going to be real. I'm going to tell you right now, it seems sus. Why would he leave his keys, his cell phone, his personal items on a boat that he wasn't planning on getting on in the first doggone place? All right? That's just the one thing. That's still the burning question I have in my mind. And yes, I know everybody's sitting there going, oh, you know, there was no service on the island and blah, blah, blah. Well, riddle me this, Batman. There's a new video, or there's been a video circulating around showing him allegedly screaming, "What the F, bro? Give me back my phone. What the F is wrong with you?" Right? And what's interesting about that video, if you go back and check it out, they are on the shore and he's screaming about getting.
Hey, hold on though. We going back to the video. I'm glad he brought up the video because I forgot about that. In the video, I remember I made a point about another brother on the island walking up to what they said was Nolan. So we can. It was that Javion on the island, because I remember clearly that we slowed it down and all of that. And in the beginning of the video, there was a brother walking adamantly towards the commotion that was going down. You say all the phone messages can be retrieved with a warrant and possibly with the help of the NSA. Man, we talk. You might be just tapping in, Miss Pam, but we played the judge earlier, right? And he got another video that came out that I wanted to see if he touched on something different. But we played a judge earlier who gave us the whole damn process on how it's really supposed to go down. Like, say, if it was a black person against a white person, how it really, all the subpoenas, all the charges, people would have been in jail already, and they would have been investigating from behind the wall on their ass type shit. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see if I can let me find it. I can find the judge again, but I want he had a new video because I've seen a different outfit that he had on. Hold on real quick. Let me see. Yeah. Because he had one. The one we watched was a blue shirt. He just put this joint up right away. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna jump to it now because I had it already. But very good point.
Been several new developments, several new allegations that deserve to be investigated, and they need to be investigated by those with jurisdiction, and there needs to be concurrent investigations going on in the search for truth for the matter involving the death of Nolan Wells. So let's get started. This morning, most of us awoke to the news that there is an allegation that Nolan Wells may have actually arrived on the mainland after leaving Horn Island. There is an allegation by a person who's named in the photo that says that he was spotted at a house, at a pool party, and it is believed that that picture may have been taken sometime shortly before 1 a.m. And it is believed, if the allegation is correct, that that pool party may have been in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. And so now we believe that, based on that allegation, not only does the Jackson County Sheriff's Department have jurisdiction to investigate the death of Nolan Wells, now the Ocean Springs Police Department has jurisdiction to investigate the death of Nolan Wells. And so I am hereby calling on the Ocean Springs Police Chief and the Ocean Springs Municipal Prosecutor to do their jobs. There should be concurrent investigations going on. If the Jackson County Sheriff's Department believes it has jurisdiction, it should continue to do its investigation, because we do know that part of this investigation involves things that happen off the Gulf Coast, about 10 miles off the Gulf Coast. So all of the appropriate agencies should be investigating. But the new development is that he was allegedly spotted.
That's a good point.
At a home with the pool of one of his friends. And it's a very specific person that says that she saw this. I've never talked to the person, but that person needs to be spoken to.
Right.
And there are several people identified in the photograph that needs to be spoken to. That was in the that attended the pool party, and we can get down to the bottom of whether or not Nolan Wells made it back to land. How did he get to land? Who did he ride with? What time he arrived at the pool party? There are some disturbing things that happened at the pool party, according to this alleged witness. But while I don't know the veracity of the allegations, I do know now that the Ocean Springs Police Department should have jurisdiction to investigate, because it would have happened within the municipal boundaries. That's if I have heard correctly, that the young men were graduates of Ocean Springs High School, so they could not be students at Ocean Springs High School at any time if they were not residents of Ocean Springs. So that's how I've concluded that Ocean Springs Police Department should have jurisdiction now to investigate. At the same time, I'm calling on the Jackson County District Attorney to be investigating. The District Attorney has its own investigative staff, or should have, and they should be investigating. The District Attorney does not have to wait on Jackson County Sheriff's Department or the Ocean Springs Police Department. It can do its concurrent investigation, and it could present the matter to a grand jury at any time once it feels it has determined or gathered enough information. So 3 different law enforcement agencies is what I'm calling on to do their jobs. If the young lady that has gone on Facebook's allegations are correct, there should be arrests this week for assault. She has recounted that she witnessed an assault, and she was very specific in naming the 3 individuals who did the assault on Nolan Wells, and she also told who videoed the assault.
So basically, they're doing a lot of playing in faces, man. I'm glad that with TBA, the Black Authority was talking about, where's our lawyer class, man. I hope that broadcast sparked what's happening right now, because other than the that lawyer dude on YouTube, I ain't really see nobody from behind the wall speak up and speak like this. It's a new day.
And she told what that individual videoing was saying while the assault was going on. She's also named an adult that allegedly had all the young people to get out of the pool and leave her home in the early morning hours of July the 5th. So that adult needs to be questioned. Every person that's identified in that pool should be questioned. It's not rocket science, but there are allegations of assault, and there's allegations of a witness, and those allegations need to be further developed and investigated. There's also allegation that everyone left that home, most of the young people left the home. They did not live there except Nolan Wells, and when she left, there was he was leaning over the pool and blood was coming from his mouth. So that is a very specific allegation that deserves to be looked into.
I heard that too.
So I'm asking and really demanding that the Ocean Springs Police Department does its job and start a concurrent investigation.
Which they're not doing. Man, all of this stuff supposed to be had, man, it's what's today? Sunday? What's today? Sunday. It's Sunday? It's Sunday. The 4th was last Saturday, right? This stuff should have been done Tuesday. This stuff should have been done Tuesday, when, like, soon as they found the body, soon as they had the material body, the little body, all of this should have been in play, is what he's saying. And how it usually would be if it wasn't some white people trying to cover up some crime for their children, because that's what we're seeing.
Justice can no longer wait. It's justice has been delayed long enough. And so I am straight out of patience at this point, straight out of patience. And various crimes have been alleged. And at this point, there needs to be some arrest this week for the crimes that's been alleged and sufficiently alleged. You have eyewitness accounts of some things. And the police does not have to have a affidavit from the people that are making the allegations. They have to be interviewed by the police, and the police can sign an affidavit and take it to a judge and get the warrant for arrest.
They ain't trying to do none of that.
So we are asking law enforcement to simply do their jobs. Get the arrest warrants for those crimes that you know that there's probable cause that a crime has been committed already. We do believe that this week will be the week that the autopsy report come out. We are now on day 8 since the alleged since the disappearance of Nolan Wells. And so there's been sufficient time for the autopsies to be done, if the information I've heard is correct, and we should learn the results of those autopsy reports.
Damn right.
I would expect this week that there should be a lot of movement in this case. Once the autopsy reports are revealed, I believe that should lead us where we go from here. But the witness today that says that he was in the pool said that he was assaulted. Also said there was another argument about the phone not being in his possession, someone taking his phone and not giving it back. That needs to be investigated, and someone should be arrested for theft or larceny, or with a simple larceny, grand larceny. Someone should be arrested, or some people should be arrested for assault. If
Already though, that's not what he like. He's not really putting the urgency on it. Already, this should have happened. We're on day 8, bro.
That is a true allegation from that witness and then those others that were witnessing it. But to continue not to follow these leads and not to make an arrest, it is unacceptable at this point. It's simply unacceptable. We know and we have accepted it to be true for so long that when the roles are reversed, there's an immediate arrest. And no one jumps up and down in those instances when there are immediate arrests. The persons just simply go through the system.
Right.
And no one cries that it's unconstitutional or not. So what's good for the goose should be good for the gander.
Come on now.
I'm happy to announce tonight that I feel led to start a nonprofit group entitled Dads for Justice. And it will be for dads throughout the United States and around the world. If you have at least one child,
that's what's up,
and you are primarily a man of color, black or brown, you will be invited.
See, that's where I gotta disagree with you there. See, I don't like all of that, all inclusive. Don't sit up here and get to talking about all the stuff that we go through and this, that, and the other. And soon as it's time to get down to the guns and the butter, here y'all go with the butter. And we got to slide the brown in there. Can we ever have anything just for ourselves? What's up with these dudes? I don't understand. Everybody exclude us from every goddamn thing. Just like I'm about to talk about that streamer university. Latinos up in arms because they talking about ain't enough Latinos in streamer university. Go, man, go sit down somewhere. But this is why. This is why they feel like that. Because every time they look around, they hear a black person saying black and brown. So they feel entitled. That's where he lost me. Come on, Mellow Money. Come on, fam. They lose me with that every time. And it almost makes me not even want to listen to the message anymore. But then I do have a little grace because, you know, everybody ain't on it like we own it. But I think that if we ostracize it enough, people will get the picture. Right? Because even like with the boycott here recently, you know, when you think about algorithms and timeline, man, some people just didn't know that it was going on. Right? Some people just didn't know what was going on, fam. So, you know, I ain't gonna get too down on the brother, but when I'm speaking on the Keep It P podcast, look, when I'm speaking on the Keep It P podcast, I can't let that ride. I can't let y'all think that I'm cool with that, because I'm no way in shape. This is a B1 space, black first, all that black and brown, fam. And I be triggered too. It'd be like, I don't know if y'all know, when y'all be watching, I be triggered as hell. Soon as I hear it, it's like something that clear. Oh hell nah. Like, soon as we talking about the Nolan Wells. So, you know, we got contradictions with this new pool party picture. This is a former Mississippi judge who is practicing as a lawyer right now that pretty much gamed us up on another video about how these processes should go. And now he coming back with the extra little he about the new information. But what I'm saying to not only him, you said enough in the last video where they should be in jail right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should be in jail right now from the last video we listened to. So we got jail on top of jail on top of jail here that ain't nobody in. So I'm gonna let him go ahead and see what he cooking about, because it's a long video. But I'm gonna let him plug his little thing. But I'm like, damn, now do I gotta show up to the group and Hector and Javier there, and now it's a language barrier, and we gotta make sure we get somebody who bilingual. Like, no. What about just a black group? How about that? Make me get on my finesse 2 times. A black group. Damn, can we just get that? Jeez Louise. And no disrespect to the Mexican partners and all of that, but man, I ain't never been to a quinceañera, and I got Mexican homeboys. Y'all know what a quinceañera is? A quinceañera is a sweet 16 party that Mexican girls have, but the whole family, like, it'd be like just like a party. And not only the family be there, homies be there, everybody be there at the quinceañera. I ain't never been invited to the quinceañera. We always inviting people to the cookout. When the last time have you been invited to the quinceañera? I want to know. Is anybody in the chat been to a quinceañera? Since we all got all these Mexican homeboys and Mexican black and brown and all of that, how many of y'all been to a quinceañera? Put a 1 if you've been, put a 2 if you have not. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see something real quick. Y'all got the cool Mexican partners. Probably letting them say nigga and all that. Because y'all grew up together. Have you ever been to the quinceañera, though? Oh, no, that cookout shit is over. That shit is dead. Doorknob dead. I know. He said 2. I know. I was expecting to see a flood of 2s. When the last time you been to the quince? That's what they call it. You going to the quince? Holmes? Fool? You going to the quince, fool? So you know it's the popping thing to do. Shit, they be having little mariachi bands out there. They be having the lights, the smoke, all in the backyard. You hear that thing all the way down the block. all the parking spots be taken up for at least like a surrounding block or two. Kinsey's don't be no joke. Partying like a mug. But you ain't never been there though. Hey, that's what I look, fam. I was. That's how I know. I did some DoorDash, some Uber Eats or something to a bunch of Kinseys, meeting people outside, seeing all the people outside. Boo, 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 boo. Said I delivered some pizzas to a 16-year-old Mexican party. That's a Kinsey. Kinsey as it is, but no black folks were partying. Not at you. Of course, you didn't even see a black cat walk around that mother. You didn't even see. They ain't even had no black jeans on. It was all Wranglers, nigga. Straight Wranglers, nigga, all through the house, nigga. Straight up and down Wranglers. Nigga, you ain't never seen that. And then, so now what we talking about, even with the white homeboys, now niggas gonna be thinking twice about going anywhere trying to go do some white people stuff. Hey man, we're doing this little mudding. We're gonna go mudding, man. Nah. Next thing you know, I done drowned in the mud. Nah. Hey, I'm going to this log rolling. Paco G. Paco jeans, a big buckle belt, a flannel, 10-gallon hat, little 10-gallon joint, and some boots, and some and a keg of Modelo. What you talking about, boy? Hold on, let me see. Let me see what else Cuz had to break down though, because low key, and I get him. He doing business right now. I commend this brother for stepping up and saying what he's saying publicly, because basically he's asserting himself as, you know, a black safe business, even though the little black and brown sketchy part, we just gotta make more noise with that and make sure people know the impact of that. But you know what I don't get about people that say black and brown, y'all? Real talk. He said, I'm here in New York. They use to rock the boss jeans with hella Coronas. Listen, fam. It's the way these dudes be saying the black and brown all the time. You would think people would stop saying it after they ain't never heard no Mexican person say it. I have never, stop me when I'm wrong, I ain't never heard a Mexican person say brown and black. And the reason why I'd say brown and black, because obviously if they brown, they would put brown first. I have never, and I mean never, heard brown and black. Now dig this. I've heard a Mexican person say black and brown, which there's some psychology to that. What that says is, y'all with us, we ain't with y'all. You dig me? Is you with me on some real shit though? Is you with me? I ain't never heard a Mexican say brown and black. I always hear Negroes, especially content creators. They be trying to be so, content creators is so inclusive. They be tiptoeing so much. And when I mean tiptoeing, like placating to feelings and all of that. That's why I did Mitch McConnell the way I did Mitch McConnell. They don't care, fam. Man, you gotta fight the smoke with smoke, man. All of this, oh, I got a big fan and I'm just gonna blow the fire out. No. You gotta fight fire with inferno. You gotta fight fire with atom bomb. You gotta totally dead that shit. Like this. Like I think you think I care about what y'all about Mitch McConnell when he was here, he was a devil. So why wouldn't I make a meme about how devilish he is even in the afterlife? Why wouldn't I celebrate that? They do a lot worse, like actually kill us. They do a lot worse, like actually kill us and conspire to get away from it. Boo hoo! I'm doing a little boo hoo! I'm doing a damn. Yeah, this is live right now. Yeah, but boo hoo! I'm doing a little a meme turning them into devils. Oh my god, their little bitty feelings is hate. Well, you know what really hurts? Like when we die. That really hurts. So I ain't trying to hear that. And because I done jumped off the porch on them like that, come to find out, it's a lot of people who like that. I'm telling y'all, my account, this Nolan Wells situation, and me pointing out them friends has never had my account, my Facebook account on more swole ever in life. I am floored, y'all. I've been doing content for a long time, and I didn't know how much a post about a devil would bring all the devils out. I'm talking about in droves too, fam. They over there in the comment section with all the racist memes. They all in my inbox. You dirty little N-word. You don't know your father. And yeah, and I hope your kids are next. I'm talking about they getting so deep that I had reached out. There's a brother on Facebook. I don't know if y'all know him, but he DJ Soul Child. And his whole thing is exposing racists. Like he find where they work at and call them and da. I ain't really got the time for that, but I definitely hit cuz in the inbox, said, yo, first of all, I like your music, because that's how I found him. He do this like little house type of music that I had found. And I didn't know it was him. He actually do content too. But yeah, I inboxed him, man, and was like, man, listen, I got a smorgasbord of devils on my channels, man, from the last couple of days, like hundreds of thousands of them joints. Come get them and get, because he said they came out the wood. Man, fam. Oh, hold on. This the not only the reels, but I had put up this post, right? I had put up this post that said, now I put up a post talking to my peoples, man, and they look. I put up this. This is effed up, right? Y'all can see that because it's the long. Hold on, no, I ain't on the channel. Hold on. I put up this post. Hold on, let me see if I can get it in the middle of the screen. Yeah, I put up this post right here. I said, when y'all see me getting on their ass, this is why. Exhibit A, right? You see what that is, right? That's a dude did some little AI of Nolan under the ground talking about, I learned you can't stab water. Now, when you look at that, you'd let it go. But I'm like, first of all, it's not funny. You trying to mix Carmelo with this situation. So they really mad about Carmelo. That lets you know right now. Carmelo is the new George Floyd, y'all. You know, they held on to George Floyd for so long. They tried to make it that little white girl on the train, but her name sounds too foreign. So not everybody try to use that. But he's the new George Floyd. So now they feel like if they make fun of Carmelo Anthony, that we're just gonna just wither away and die, and our feelings are gonna be so hurt. So his attempt to make fun of Carmelo and this one, and look at we already know that we're not dealing with humans, but look at the psychology behind it. Step outside of it and try to see what they was thinking when they was doing it. Mr. Phil here was saying, I'm gonna try to belittle and terrorize you with a picture of a boy who died under mysterious circumstances. Almost even to say as what'd you say? Carmelo's the new OJ Simpson? Yeah. I give you that. Calvin, I give you that. Straight up, cuz. I mean, we got a lot of proxies. That's what you call a proxy when white people, because Diddy's been it for a minute. Then it was Bill Cosby. Then it was R. Kelly. They try to get Cuba Gooding Jr. They try to get Tiger Woods. They who else they was trying? You know who's swimming around next though? It's almost inevitable. From foreshadowing and from what we've seen, Jay-Z has to be the next nigga. He's from that older little era, Jay-Z would be symbolic to them because, Jay-Z is supposed to represent the street thug nigga that went corporate, that was able to do it. And they ain't finna let Jay-Z think if he cozy up to the little millionaires and go jog with these little goofies and all that they gonna spare him. Nah. White supremacy breaks their tools. And we know he a tool now, especially with this Target thing in his album. And then he did a little funny little freestyle the other day trying to throw Kaepernick's name back in there. Like, nigga, who is you fooling, cuz? I don't know about y'all, but stuff just be so blatantly apparent nowadays. I think Dick Gregory said it the best, man. Once you put on the magic glasses, fam, you can never take them off. You can't convince nobody else to wear them. And you ain't never going back to seeing things the clouded way. It's you always gonna see it for what it is. You're always gonna be woke. And that's just true. I deal with that a lot, man. I don't know about y'all, but I deal with being woke all the time. And I actively work on ways to find safe ways to find where I don't have to be woke, when I don't have to be on point. You know what I'm saying? Like off by myself or doing my own little thing, you know what I'm saying, on my own little mission, right? Because we got to live life. You know what I'm saying? We got to grow. We got to prosper. We got things to do. You know what I'm saying? But literally, I'm still B1 at breakfast, though. Because B1 ain't even really about, what you railing against or what you're fighting with. It's like the decisions, then the food, they come down to like the environment you live in, the decisions of the food that you eat, the people that you surround yourself with. You know what I'm saying? Are they conducive to you being the greatest black man or woman that you can be, right? Because if you ain't nothing, then you can't be nothing for your family. And if you can't be nothing for your family, you definitely can't be nothing for your community, right? And there's a drawback to that too. Sometimes, as in history goes, some of our brothers, you know what I'm saying, was everything to the community and maybe lacked a little bit on the family side of the game, or you know what I'm saying? Because I like for instance, not saying I'm caping for him or anything, but if we want to do a case study, there's two spectrums. Look at Umar, look at Tariq. Umar's been single. You telling me Umar ain't found no queen or queens all this goddamn time? But he do be everywhere talking though. He always up in the mix in the interview or putting out his doing engagement over in Ghana. Tariq do the same thing, but Tariq always on vacation with his family. He always somewhere with his wife and his shorties. So you got to find a balance for that. Tariq actually shows that you can be the blackest motherfucker on earth and still a family man. I look up to that. I like that. I like that model as a human being, right? I like what that represents. You know what I'm saying? Being able, that's why I'm taking this opportunity to go so hard on these videos now, man. Because the opportunity to presented itself, and it just look, y'all, it just presented itself now, man. I've been doing the Keep It P podcast for 5 years, man, without even being monetized. Dig that. 5 years, 5,000 episodes, no monetization, no monetization. It just happened a month ago, month or two ago. If that ain't dedication and passion for you. But now that you know what I'm saying, they trying to shine on a little bit, boy. Now you know we gotta be extra doper than everybody else and weave all the weaves. Y'all notice that in the beginning I was playing a lot of people's clips with a lot of cursing in it, and I had to scale that back. They were snatching good videos down. Now they let everybody else curse, call us niggas and everything, man. Like they let other people do everything. But that's a part of the game because we ain't got our own platform. And what can I say? I mean, we talking that real. If I wasn't talking that real, it probably wouldn't be so difficult. I could easily do celebrity gossip. That's what they want me to do. They want this channel to be celebrity gossip. Before, like, I just got back in the game here like about a month or two ago. The highest viewed video on the channel was like some shit about Trick Daddy or Fat Joe or something like that. Because we tried it just to see what it was, and they boosted the crap out them videos. This stuff right here, you can tell by right now. I didn't use my little trick that I usually do by streaming on 6 channels at once. So like 2 per channel, like the horizontal and the vertical, that tricks the algorithm to send out more notifications to more people. And then everybody start flooding in. It took me a long time to figure out that trick. And it cost me to do it. That's what we got to go through as a content creators to get out black messages. Because they're not willing to disseminate this. And then again, if you was on the other team, why wouldn't you? Why would you? You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, like I tell you all the time, it's the yin and yang of it. I already know what they're doing, but that didn't make me want to stop. They ain't make and you know, it could be gone tomorrow. I ain't never had it. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, my production might go down a little bit as I might have to find other avenues for revenues, but I gotta keep it P forever. I probably will forever be talking in front of this until we in that building with the big cameras and the crew that we send out on major events. I'm talking about that's what I'm talking about. I'm the Black Fox News. I don't know what we gonna call the network. Where we was thinking like WKIPP. That just sounds like a real TV station. And I can see it too. Now, WKIPP weather with Shanice. Shanice, the weather. You know, Shanice gonna be cute as hell, thick than a motherfucker. You gotta have some eye candy on the news. But she's obviously gonna be a meteorologist, but I'm sure we can find a pretty thick meteorologist. That's it. Can I have a pretty thick meteorologist? Dang. That's what I'm saying. But hold on. Let me see. Look. I put in this. I'm gonna show y'all this comment section real quick. Hold on, not that one. I gotta move my video. I gotta move my dang, how would I do that? Nope, that don't work. Nope, that's even worse. Yeah, that's it. Y'all need to see me, really. Hold on, check this out, man. These folks over there is Tommy Tight Nuts. You see how many comments on this joint? Thousands. And I'm talking about I ain't no way we can go through them all. But if you see, it's all type of degeneracy and debauchery. They got this Nolan Wells fresh. They already got him in the casket with the 3 homeboys over him. Now I told y'all that's the reason why I say he the new George Floyd. I can't swim. Look, they still got the old knee on the neck, the frog knee on the neck. Like they over here in this smoking on that Austin. I know I said something to that. Hold on, what did I say to that? He said, somebody said no, doing the Nolan float. And it said, Ashlee said, float on. He said, no, I just put Austin on a cookie sheet. He said, make me no difference. Fuck both of them. As far as I'm concerned, blah, blah, blah. Man, I'm just talking about, man, I'm over there and I'm reading everything too. I done stole this meme too. Look at that. Ain't that funny? A cracker with that little hot dog penis. What up? If F around and find out the hard way. I like that name. I like that's pretty smooth. What up? Where you tapping in from, fam? Very good point. Very good. That's a good point. He said, why you turn the phone in of somebody you killed? Why didn't you just throw it in the lake? That's because they had negative Nancy trying to quarterback the whole thing, thinking she knew everything. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, first of all, they didn't throw it in the lake because they probably had to figure out how to get in it. That's my thing, though, too. Before we even talk about the text messages and all of that, how did they get in this phone? Especially like an iPhone, ain't them joints Fort Knox? Like I done done some jailbreaks and some stuff like that before, like with an Android, but you can't really do that with an iPhone. What's that about? He say in Colombia came here looking for India for a better trade route. There's no here in India that one lie and killing the people here. Did he intend to take over India too? What are you talking about, bud? Calvin, what you talking about? He said all phone messages can be retrieved with a warrant. And I know the phone, we know they can be retrieved. That's not the crux of what I'm asking. The crux of what I'm asking is, how do you get in the phone without the facial recognition, without the thumb, without the thumb joint, or the password? Come on now, tell me something. I understand they got a little money and all that. They will get to no. We know the text ain't going nowhere. No, that's not the question. How did these fools get in the phone in the first place? How did that happen? In the whole first place. Hold on, let me see where we at. Okay, we making good time. I did want to play this though too, because everybody ain't feeling a lot of this that's going on. And he said, "You're the best host on this subject so far." Well, thank you. My man's, hold on, y'all. My man's right here. He got an interesting take. He said Nolan Wells is not real. The mom's interview confirms my belief. Now, we're not gonna sit up here and say psyops and that kind of thing don't happen. We're not gonna say that there's no crisis actors, because I'm just saying, if I could believe that there was crisis actors on certain little events that happened in the past, you know, doesn't necessarily mean I can't believe that's this case in the future, right? Anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? The truth is stranger than fiction. But I definitely I didn't hear his whole video, but I heard his interesting take, so I kind of want to hear him out. But check it out.
So yeah, I made the video talking about Nolan Wells' situation, and I think that shit fake.
About time.
And don't judge me. Yeah, I am sitting in the handicap spot with no handicap sign. Oh well, right? But bro, I just watched the fucking interview with Nolan's parents, and I'm gonna be honest, the mom is not giving. She's not giving mother who just lost her son, who just died, mother whose son was murdered by white boys from Mississippi. She's just listen, bro. You can fake a lot of things in this world.
Yes.
But you cannot fake the pain that you feel when someone has passed away, especially a child, especially a father, a mom, a brother or sister. You cannot fake that grief. There's a look that you have on your face when you lost somebody, and people know, people can see it. I've been doing this for a while. I've been living life. That woman ain't lost no motherfucking child. This shit is fake. Y'all gotta understand that Nolan Wells shit is bullshit. They create situations to control the masses. To control the narrative. To control the energy. Yo, I seen a lot of people commenting, I'm from Mississippi.
I don't know if that music in the background is going here. Let me throw this music on y'all real quick, because I'm definitely not trying to ruin my I'm not trying to ruin my little thing. Let me throw this on real quick. Maybe that might overshadow that little music he got. But I'm gonna let him rock out. Hold on.
It's real. But not one of those people that were commenting on my shit could tell me they personally knew Nolan Wells. I'm not buying it, bro. And as a collective, we have become way too our discernment is at an all-time high. They want to drain our energy.
Hey, one thing I can say about that though, that's real. Now that he's saying that, literally all we know, we don't know nothing about Nolan Wells, really, right? And even me looking through the internet, right, different videos and this and the third, you get a couple glimpses of like who he was. They like try to humanize him. Like I seen one video with a little collage of him drinking a little this, that, and the third. And then there's the video that I played on this channel where he was sitting there doing like a little interview with the three other little boys, the white boy and the two black boys and a white boy. But literally, you know, those pictures is like all we really know about Cuz and them little videos, right? And we don't know his dad and his mom from anywhere, right? We don't know these folks at all. And it's convenient, and it's really convenient that that the social medias was scrubbed so early. Was they even there? You know what I'm saying? Like, was they already some blank set up fake pages or whatever? Ain't nobody really looked at when the pages was made or went that deep or anything like that. Like, so there's always a possibility for manipulation, man. Especially in the digital world that we live in right now, and all the advances, not only on technology, but on psychology, right? You know how many studies and think tanks and all of that out there that's designed to make us think and do certain things a certain way? You know what I'm saying? That it's not. I'm just saying it's just not beyond the realm that, you know what I'm saying, it could be different. But let them cook out though.
We ain't going for it no more. That Nolan Wells shit is not real. Majority of the shit that shows up in the news is not real.
It's
Remember
fake.
that. So yeah, I made the video talking about Nolan Wells' situation. Just watch the fucking interview with Nolan's parents. And I'm gonna be honest, the mom is not giving. She's not giving mother who just lost her son, who just died, mother whose son was murdered by white boys from Mississippi. She's just listen, bro. You can fake a lot of things in this world.
Yes.
But you cannot fake the pain that you feel when someone has passed away, especially a child, especially a father, a mom, a brother or sister. You cannot fake that grief.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how I would be day 8, day 6, 7, 8. Would I be, ready to go do a press run and tell everybody about the injustice of my shorty? I guess I would. I don't think profuse crying and those kind of things is any indication or lack thereof of how, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that got any bearing on that. I don't know. Y'all can tell me if you're wrong, but I don't know. I'm gonna let them rock out. I don't think that got no bearing on that.
There's a look that you have on your face when you lost somebody, and people know, people can see. I've been doing this for a while. I've been living life. That woman ain't lost no motherfucking child. This shit is fake. Y'all gotta understand that Nolan Wells shit is bullshit. They create situations to control the masses, to control the narrative, to control the energy. Yo, I seen a lot of people commenting, I'm from Mississippi, it's real. But not one of those people that were commenting under my shit could tell me they personally knew Nolan Wells.
And with that being said, right, it ain't like cell phones just came out. It would even almost be safe to say everybody in school has a cell phone. If he's a star football player, so ain't nobody got no selfies with cuz, we ain't seeing no long. It's been 8 days and we ain't seeing no long, heartfelt paragraphs to the boy. Look, I've been knowing Nolan since he was 15, since we was in 7th grade. We took this at the fair. Oh, this is when Nolan had on his jersey at the football game with me, and none of that. Ain't no think pieces with Nolan's yearbook picture and the club, none of his teammates came out because they did allude to the fact that he was some awesome athlete that had something very special going on Monday. Where them teammates at? I know them wasn't the teammates, was it? Was the white dudes the teammates? And if so, that ain't the whole team. Where's the 911 call? They usually drop them. I know, man, when you begin to ask some real questions, you be like, well, wait a minute. Come on, let's talk common sense here. Let's listen. Rest in peace, Aisha Frills, right? we was all out partying 2 years back in Minnesota for New Year's Eve, right? I had just seen Shorty at the bar. We used to be in band class together, right? Aisha unfortunately got hit by a car that night and didn't make it into New Year's, right? Boy, if I'm talking about, and Aisha was just Aisha. She used to dance. Her Kelly, it was 2 girls, Kelly and Aisha. They was inseparable. They was like peanut butter and jelly. They, had a little dance team back in the day or whatever. But Facebook was lit up for about, I don't know, about 3-4 days with people posting old high school pictures, old in the club pictures, all the Aisha was the realest, and you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just as innocent and just as favored as that's a good question. Damn. Didn't think about that. Damn, Cashmere. Damn. That's a good question. Said, bro, Jay-Z is live also. I'm listening to Jay-Z and Jay live at the same time. That's what's up. Yeah, I backed up off of Jay, man. Jay just doing too much, man. I always respect the hustle and pride in his business acumen, but it almost seems as if that came with selling your soul and being a useful tool for white supremacy. But matter of fact, it ain't just me. Anybody on here right now, if somebody died in your hometown and y'all all had mutual friends, you're gonna see every one of them mutual friends express their this, that, and they always got a picture. It ain't never just really no words. Sometimes it's words. Yes, I'm FBA, straight FBA, unindubitably FBA. Yeah. My daddy from Mississippi, Memphis, and my mama is from Chicago. Well, my grandmama, her mama, is from Macon, Georgia, and my daddy and them from like Below, Mississippi, somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm FBA all day, lives on. But him and Mary, thing like that. Yeah, that's you know what? We are able to separate the music from the person for sure. I definitely, because Busta Rhymes is a buster, but there's a few songs on my Spotify I listen to. Like, there's one KRS song that I listen to. I listen to it. I get you. Hey, you know what? This beat bang, man. I should have been put this beat out. See, look, this is the only reason I'm able to listen to this beat, because it's a beat that I haven't published or put out. But if it was copyrighted, best believe that'd be on my neck piece. Let's see, I'm gonna try to. Not at all. Nah. I like hella cooch. Hella cooch. That's an odd question. Like Tiger Woods. Ooh, Camelasian. The Camelasian. I used to love Tiger Woods, fam. Like the video game. Like, I'm not really a big sports dude because I was in band and school and shit. But Tiger Woods is my favorite sports game. Tiger Woods is my joint. I played Madden 08 that year. That's about it. I never played 2K or nothing like that. I don't even watch sports. I got a lot of sports hats. And people out, you know how people be, especially white people, they be trying to get in close. Well, so what are you, a Phillies fan? Nah. I just like the color. Yeah, what would give you that indication? What would make you think that? Why would you think? Wait, ain't no moisture over here. What are you talking about? Nah, I'm just saying, what is about me, nigga? Where you get that from? Yeah. I did. It's a valid question. Yeah. That's pretty odd. That's a super odd question. Yeah. Trying to put me in the bussy category. I mean, what you talking about? You didn't sign me up for the bussy squad. Ain't nothing wrong. Do what you do, but that ain't my cup of tea now. That ain't it. You know what? I was gonna be super petty on this episode too, because I was finna go in with on the Asians, because everybody's saying the same thing too. Like, it's a couple people on the Asian on the what's up with the Asian kid.
I just watched a video. This guy was asking, what was the Asian community? Did the Asian community come out and fight for Nolan Wells? He said that Nolan Wells' mother is Asian. I noticed that she was another ethnicity.
I said that.
But some of these people, and I noticed his daddy is black, they want their children to go to white schools, hang around all white people. You know, feel like they too much to be hanging around black children. But when shit like this happen, what they do? Who come out and fight for them?
Right.
The black community. The same people that you don't want your children to grow up, be around, be friends with. That's who the fuck come out fighting for y'all motherfucking ass. The black community.
Nah, girl, I get some ad revenue. Jeez Louise. You know what? Facebook's almost turning into X. Like, it's just potty mouth central over there. Everybody throw the F-bomb so loosely. And you know what? I use to curse a lot too, y'all. So I'm almost being real judgmental. Actually, I got a very potty mouth too. I just be trying to watch it for YouTube. These little. Can I get to the calm down? Dang, nice little video on them. We don't let it rock out, but yeah. Oh. Hold on, let me get this. Let me pull up the other joint. You just ruined it. Yeah, you know what? I mean, real people can see, Cash. Nolan. To me, the way these folks look, there was some red flags that Cuz definitely looked over and being with them, because they don't even look like they belong in the same friend group. Like, you know, friends who hang around, they would have some sort of, at least, a child together or something. I just, they all look like a bunch of dweebs that don't look like they should be hanging with the football star with the huge traps. That nigga got boulder shoulders. They just don't look the same. He said Nolan's dad owns a dealership. He won kicked 2 FBA teams out of the store. I mean, looking at him, and from what happened to his son, and from the way he answered that question when they asked him, was it all about race? He was super duper reluctant to answer that. He tiptoed and tiptoed around that. And we all know how Tethers try to cozy up. So hold on, let's look his dad up. What's his name? His name is Elmo what? Let's fact check that. You know, you got his last name? Oh well, Wells, right? Duh. Hold on. I'm sorry, I had a little slow moment. Wouldn't his last name be Wells? Let's check that out. Elmo Wells, Ocean Springs, Mississippi. All right, let me see if so. Now that's strange. Let me see, let me put his name in cards. That's strange. Hold on. Ain't nothing? Nolan Wells' parents. Oh, that's strange. That's just the same old. That's just a Elmore. Okay, so his name is Elmore Wansley. All right, hold on. See, this how I be digging and searching. Okay, his name is Elmore. Elmore Wansley. Let's go. I guess he was in Ocean Springs, right? That's who got the jurisdiction over the case, or is that just where the thing was? Okay, Elmore. Okay, so that's CBS News on Facebook. I'm trying to see if he got a LinkedIn or something. Or nope. All it is Elmore Wells, Elmore Wansley. Hold on, what's Wansley? Look, this one's spelled differently. Okay, hold on, there's some inconsistencies here. Because one is spelled with the W-O, but the article had it as W-A. It says also known as Elmore Wansley, Elmore J. Wansley Sr., James Wansley, Wansley James, Elmore James Wansley Jr. Why you got so many aliases? Elmore James Wansley Sr., Elmore Wansley Sr., Wansley Elmore, Elmore J. Hawkins Jr., Elmore J. Wansley. Hold on, here go the house. Let's look at the house. Let's street view the house. Let's check out the crib. Let's see. This is in Ocean Springs. They said they was in an affluent neighborhood. Let's check out what their crib look like. Do they got a crib? Let's see that. Hold on real quick. Yeah, we're gonna do the research. Let's just check it out. Okay. So this is Nolan in them crib. So this is Nolan in them crib right here. On this road right here. I wonder how could we corroborate that story? Is Nolan Wells do Nolan Wells got a is his social media still up? See, that's another thing. Why ain't nobody going back to his social media and putting like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there should be stuff out there. Is this the house? Hold on, let me see something. Let me do a little reread. Because okay, this is street view for the crib. I was trying to reference these cars right here. So Nolan Wells, let me see. Nolan. Let me see if he got some social media. Let me just do a little quick search. Does Nolan Wells he got social media too, though? Don't he got a Facebook? Is his Facebook gone? He ain't got no Facebook? Yeah, because this is all just coming up with news stories and all that. Hold on, let me go. Nolan Wells Facebook. No, he got a Facebook. I thought everybody had a Facebook. Because look. Okay, hold on. Here goes something. Southwest Mississippi Community College athlete. I think that's where he went. So we can find this. He's a wide receiver, 6'1", freshman. Parents is Christine Wells. Has 5 kids. Oh, listen. Christine Wells, he has 5 siblings. Elmore, Ethan, Jalen, Jaden, and Carly. Carly majoring in business. So hey, she ain't said nothing about her little brother yet? Huh? We ain't heard from the family? Or did they tell him to be quiet because of the investigation? Huh? Well, let me move that so y'all can see that. If y'all see right under there, it say his mom, but it don't say his dad. That's strange. Is that his stepdad? That's real strange. Little Nolan. Well, let's see what else we can find on Cub. Hold on. So that was Southwest. So he got a school thing. But where's this? He ain't got no social media? Uh-oh, here go no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, here goes Graham. Hold on. Uh-oh. Why he only got 4 pictures? Oh, no. He only got 4 pictures on the gram? Wait a minute. Check his status. So hold up, but no, if he got a gram, then he more than likely got a Facebook too there. I'm seeing if some of them who was on the football squad. I was just seeing if I see any of them names on the football squad. So you telling me the kids that he was with wasn't on the squad with him? Was them his real friends? I don't even see Nolan on here either. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is looking a little suspicious. He said they talked about their children. He has an older brother and a twin brothers that's younger. Okay. They watch most cheered songs on his page. Yeah, yeah, that don't do that definitely don't do good for the case of this being a hoax though, or a psyop. 'Cause I mean, I was trying to see something that that would show like a car and like where they getting all of these pictures from for Nolan. That's supposed to be their crib. Hold on. Hold on. Ain't her name Christine Wongsley? All right, hold on. His last name was Wongsley. Oh. Oh, that must be what is that? Oh, that's where his wife got a practice? Because that's her name. She a nurse. Christine Wells Wongsley. That's her. Damn, they got her mom's job up here like that? Why is her name attached to the job like that? That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would that be like that? Why? And so yeah, look. Oh yeah, look. He worked right, not too far away from the job. Okay, over there by the water, because they're no, that's Deer Island. Where's Horn Island? Hold on, real quick. Okay, so this is Horn Island. They stay over here, or right here at this crib. This is Horn Island. That's a long ass way. So they had to drive back out to the island and toss the thing out, because they said it was on the north end of the island, which is up this way. So I would assume they was parked down this way. Yeah, they look like they live in the good part. Look out here in the burbs, in the burby burbs. And what you want to bet that them boys over here in the Golf Park Estates, because they had a boat, so they was probably close to the marina. Yep, Golf Park Estates sounds like a really ritzy area. Yeah. You can usually kind of tell by the name of this. No, I don't think it's that ritzy, because the name of the streets has got numbers. Usually ritzy areas, maybe have Buttercup Lane and oh, here we go, them streets. Meadowlark Avenue and Point Auchauses Road. Yeah. Barnacle Boulevard. Yeah. Seahorse Avenue. Yep. They probably lived over here. Which is a little short ride from the crib. No picture of Kavion? I don't know. Hold on. Since we're doing the research, trying to get a feel for what they got going on over here. We done found the address. We done found this daddy. Shit, why they got the nigga number and all of that? They got his whole phone number up here, fam. I ain't never seen this. That's how they do it in the phone book? So you telling me we can call his dad up right now? We can call a house up right now. That's crazy. That is crazy. Here, let me blow that up for y'all so y'all can see. This public information. This out there. I ain't even had to do a click or two to get to it. But this is what I see. Look at that. That's his dad's name. Elmore Walmsley. That's supposed to be their address. They've been there since 2020. They got his cell phone number up here. Hold on, let's see where they moved from. Let me see what the old crib looked like. Oh, this might be the new crib. Hold on now, this look like that might be the new crib. This look yeah, this crib look better than the one they just got up out of in the little area. Hold on. Let me see where this little spot at. Where they used to live. All right, that's the old crib. Let me see. They got the street view on that jump. Yeah, let me see the. I want to see the street. Hold on, why won't give me the. Yeah, they live in a decent little crib. I can't get to the street view though, y'all. I want to see the street view. Yeah, this looked like a little bit more ritzy area than where they was living before. That's a nice little HOA right there. All houses. Oh, and Wyatt and them, they probably live over here somewhere. Hold on, let's see where that is in proximity to. Yep, look, look, right over here by Horn Island. That's where that's probably where they know each other from over here. I told you that looked like a little ritzy little area right here. Golf Park Estates. Oh yeah, this probably what the party was right over here. So hold on, let me see if I can see where they little boat dock or they little marina at. Where they hold their little boats at. Because the thing is right there. The Horn Island, this the Horn Island right here. So they probably, look. The bay go all the way up in there. Yup. I said that. This is where they live over here. I'm telling you. Because the bay go over there. That's where they was easy to access the boat to get it back to the crib to be cleaning it out at yay in the morning. So they got to be over here. Look, the bay go through there for a long way too. All of these little houses along the route, look, they all got access to the bay. Look, they all got their little access to the bay. Look, little mini marina right here. You know what I'm saying? Probably where they geared up to go out there to the lake. So they had to come from potentially all the way over here, out through here, right? To get all the way down here to Horn Island. And if y'all see, the island is bare as hell. There ain't no trees in it. He was supposed to be found, they said, on the northern tip of the island over this way. Oh wow, you can get on the island. Oh wow. So we on the island now? Oh look, there go a tent on the island. Look at that. There go another tent on the island. Look, there go some boats. Oh, so it's like people frequent this island, especially if you could just jump on a Google Maps and see people there. Oh, so yeah, they probably ass out with that island story. That island story ain't it. Nah, buddy, that ain't it. Is that the only one that had a little dot on the island? Uh-oh, hold on here. What's this on the island? Golf Island Wilderness? What is that? They say this whole little island is like, it looks small. They said it's about like 10 miles long, which is, I mean, relatively not that big, but then they got these other little islands. This one's even smaller right here. Look, that's kind of dope. But ain't nothing on these islands though. Wow. This is the kind of shit I be doing online, y'all. Like if I get into something, I just get to digging for it and just try to find out the answer. Straight up. Let me see where we at on the stream. All right, that's cool, man. I just wanted to touch on these little subjects. You know I'm coming back tomorrow because I stream all the time. I appreciate y'all rocking and rolling with me. I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code. You know, I got 4 words for you. I need you to go ahead and subscribe for the vibes. If you have not already, I need you to go ahead and hit that like button. Boost that, or what is it called? Hype that thing too. Let me get some hype. Hype me up. Y'all already been commenting and all of that. I appreciate that. Make sure you share if you care about getting Black empowerment everywhere. And I'm Jay Lava. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I'm out to Doha for Shoha.